Yo, welcome back to more Fate Hollow Ataraxia. So, we just went through another loop, I guess. I guess that's what we're doing in this game. I think that's what's going on. I don't know what else to call it. And I guess we're gonna figure out what the hell is going on through our various new activities. In the end where we saw like Shiro, and he was talking about, and then this illusion will end, or like almost talking about how all these events will go back to how they were before, how things should be, I guess, outside of whatever the hell's going on here. Whether that was a result of the explosion caused by Rin's created Zelrek sword, which we know uses a second magic and could cause that kind of fuckery, or something else entirely, or there's something Kaden did, apparently, who is, I guess, the new person at the church. Who, as Shiro called her, the start of it all. Don't know what that means, or what exactly these beast things are that appear around town that for some reason cause the apocalypse here in Fuyuki after 4 days. Don't know, but I guess we're gonna maybe find out a way to get past the 4th day, because I imagine there's a lot of stuff to do in this game that maybe you can't contain within these 4 days, but I don't know, I could be wrong. Maybe this is just the whole game going through these 4 days and doing all the things that I possibly can to hopefully get a different ending. So far I've gotten 2, so yeah, I guess we're just gonna keep going, man. This game is actually kind of nuts. Not what I expected at all going into it. I thought I was getting some today's menu wholesome shit, and we're getting a bit of that. You know, all these characters, some that really didn't get any characterization in Stay Night, of course, just being there, like our Makidera, and like, you know, actual like charming characters now. Everyone's very cute, even Medea. It's really nice. So the only thing missing is my boy Kire. So that's, you know, that still hurts, but it's all good. Such is life for that priest. And I guess we'll just keep going new. So let's go to school. Also, I got a tip about from Guest Jam. Shout out to you on YouTube, saying, because I've been kind of skirting around. I don't even know how to say it. Lil A's identity, you know, Bazette's servant. Well, I guess I'll just call him Lil A, because we had Mr. A in part 1. He's like Lil A, you know, because I'd call him Mr. A, but Mr. A already exists. I'll just call him Lil A. Lil A. You know, like he's a rapper. Like, you know, he's got all the tattoos and stuff, you know. Looks pretty gangster. The fuck am I talking about? I honestly don't know what to call him, because even if I call him like his class name, by the way, don't look in the comments. I don't know who I'm doing this for. I don't know who doesn't know dude's identity. Like, and that's no roast to you if you don't know. I'm just saying, like, I'm not sure who I'm doing this for. But either way, yeah. Let's go to school, I guess. And I guess we'll go hang out with Issei. So let's do that.
Ohayo, Emiya.
Oh, ohayo, Issei.
I greet Issei, who just came out of the student council room. As expected from the president of the student council, he's been enthusiastically fulfilling his duties since early morning.
そっか。Issei はまだ生徒会長なんだよな。
不審なことを言うな、エミヤ。
Of course he is. Who else would it be? Ryudo Issei, the student council president, still solid as a rock. Can't catch him slipping. Oh, yeah, we had a great interaction with him and Shinji last time. It's so weird seeing like Shinji be charming with all the girls in this school. Like, you forget that people normally just see him as, I guess, a regular like charming guy, but we're just like, ugh, that guy. Homurahara's overseer was this very Issei, the student council president. Anyway, since he was the first year, he was earmarked as the next student council president. Never seen that word before. He more than lived up to expectations, performing admirably. Even if he stepped down, he'd still be called President Ryudo. Even at future reunions, he would probably still be remembered as President Ryudo. But on the other hand,
部活は軒並み時代に引き継ぎしてるのにな。
just can't let go.
仕方なく。
And it's a dictator.
用意こそしているが、引き継ぎたくても相手がいない。
So that was it. No one else is worthy of the mantle. Issei Student Council President Aura was too great, and as there were no suitable candidates, Issei was re-elected. It really was an unprecedented state of affairs.
いや、大荷物だな、一世。
うん。しかるべき人材が会長選で選ばれておれば、自分も元生徒会長と呼ばれていたはずなのだが。
No one's worthy, man.
どうも今年の2年は新年と忍耐が未熟と見える。
Issei mutters to himself. This was causing him quite a few headaches. Even in conversation, he sounded lifeless.
生徒会の引き継ぎ難しいのか。
いや、そんなことはないのだが、現に今の執行部は2年の初期などを中心にして、なんとか3月の再会長選に向けて動いている。
You know, I remember it was back in middle school. I remember running for student council president. Now I was not popular at all. For some reason, I was like, oh, let me put myself out there. I think I was just like really trying to change myself and just to do something bold. So I ran. I think it was against like one or two other people. I didn't run for any other position, but I won treasurer, so there you go. I don't remember exactly what I did as treasurer of the middle school. I don't think I did much actually, but you know. Yeah, it was very scary. I had to go up on stage, give a speech about why I should be student council president. That was probably a disaster. Though I was really good at memorizing things I wrote back then, so I was a terrible public speaker. Anyway, I got PTSD from seeing that there.
前の副会長のことか、一世の教え子みたいなもんだったろ?
If I don't do that, the possibility of another failure is high. Still, with half a year remaining, don't tell me Issei intends to be held back a year in order to retain his student council president post.
そうもいかん。彼女が自分の意思で立候補するならともかく、俺が推薦することはできん。
ん？なんでさ。
彼女のためにならんし、下手をすると派閥を作ることになりかねん。海外政権とまではいかぬが、
Dude.
俺の推薦では体育連の部長たちがいい顔はすまい。
These school politics are so real.
そもそも生徒会は正当かつ民主的な選挙によって行われるべきもの。俺の後任が誰になるかを決めるのは、俺ではなく、生徒全員でなくてはならん。
What a guy. This president is worthy of admiration, that's what I'm saying. As long as this Iron Man is here, I'm sure the next election is going to be a rough one as well.
しかし、霧島君以外に適任がいないのも事実でな。
See, I was wondering who they were talking about, like vice president. I was like, do we know her? We've probably seen her, but I can't think of the name and the person right now. Maybe we haven't seen her. I was like, who?
彼女はいっそ留年してもう1年どうですかなどと冗談を言うが、それではあまりに進歩がない。かといって他に遺髪を継がせられる2年もおらん。
なかなか点が厳しい。
He's the monk boy.
お前が一つ下の下級生であったら、おそらくは前乗していたであろうな。
Abdicate? Is he saying he'd give up the position of student council president to me? I think that's what he's saying. He says some scary things.
しかし、まだ時間はある。卒業まで生徒会長を続けることはそう苦ではなし。いや、むしろ延期の機会を与えられたことが幸いでもあるしな。
When Issei had won the elections by an overwhelming majority in his second year, what he set out for was a road towards reformation. But the reason he had won was not because of the need for reformation, but because he was the epitome of a student council president, and few students at the time were focused on reformation itself.
やり残しがあるってことか。
Oh, now you have a short line while I sip water.
ホムラ原の改革を妨げる要因はまだ取り除かれていない。
Ooh, the main hindrance, who's that?
そっか。まあ、10年来の暗黙のルールだからな。一期じゃ難しかったか。
せめてあと1年任期があれば、部費の不均等問題や、同好会部の適正化問題や、校則改正動議なども区切りがつくものを、 残念無念
Issei's regret seeps through his speech. Even though I was only watching from the sidelines, I thought Issei was doing a good job, but if I could say one thing about him, he does have a weird way of showing passion for things. I mean, hey, dude clearly really cares. But one reason for that would be that Issei.
これもそれもだな
Okay, really blaming that on Tosaka. She's the hindrance to the reformation? Really? Look at that face.
それか
遠坂が運動部の肩を持ち修学旅行に干渉し天津さえ
Over the
隠然
staff.
とした影響力で役員を脅しすかして意志をねじ曲げ結果かようにしてこの改革が遅れたのだ
I had no idea she was doing all of this, Issei. Raging all the way down to his core, it was the usual rant from Issei. At this rate, the only outcome is that the person he's ranting about shows up and they get into a fight, or I listen to him until he finishes.
無駄な労力を遠坂に
Omurahara
小
witch!
村原の女界に奪われなければ今頃は穏やかな隠遁生活を送れたものを
Dude, he is so...
いや
Oh,
遠坂はあれで結構一世の方針をよく噛み砕いてたと思うけど他の部長たちみたいに感情で反対してこなかったろ
This just reminds me of like Unlimited Blade Works, where Rin is acting all playful on Shiro, like on him, and then Issei sees that in fucking short circuits. Oh, dude. Oh, man. Dude's got a grudge.
分かっているそれゆえに
This is natural enemy.
奴に口論で負けるわけにはいかんのだがところでエミヤは遠坂の肩を持つのか
いや肩を持つっていうかだな
I know quite well how scary she can be, so in a way I'm worried about Issei. All I can do is pray that they don't end up mutually destroying each other in a cross-counter fashion.
遠坂めここに至って俺の右腕を色仕掛けで模擬に来るとは敵ながら最も効果的な攻撃を心得ているわ勝つ
Cuts. Issei nods his head. She's just in his head, rent-free. It almost sounds as if he admires her. Deep down, it's you know, it's more than just that, of course.
もしかして一世って
More than just his grudge, of course. It is a bit of admiration and something else.
何かあるのかエミヤ
遠坂がいないと寂しいのか
Only without his rival. Yo, just fucked his whole thing up. Wow, Issei drew back with amazing speed.
何のことだそれはエミヤそもさん
Issei short-circuiting is just like chef's kiss, just like yes, you know.
せっぱだってほら夜と触ると遠坂って言うだろ一世もさライバルにあいつがいなかったらやりがいがないんじゃないかと
Damn, you're cutting deep, Shiro.
しっけえな俺はあのような化粧の好敵手など持ちたいと思ったことはないぞ
遠坂もきっと同じだってそういう意味では宿命のライバルだ
I try smiling, feeling a little refreshed. Homeroom is going to start soon.
時間切れかこの件に関しては後で思うところを確かめるぞエミヤ
That's the best face I've ever seen Issei make. Just that right there.
いいぞ
Like, bruh.
遠坂への愚痴ならいくらでも聞いてやる
引っかかるなその言い回しなぜ生温かい目をする
Well, really. The more we talk about it, the more likely it is that Issei will realize that even though he doesn't like Tosaka, they are inseparable rivals.
今は教室に急ごうここで油売ってると藤姉に先を越される
Man, I don't blame him. I miss Rin too. She needs to hurry back over from London, defending herself from her second magic explosion, and come join the fun.
藤村先生か確かに規則違反には容赦がない急ぐぞエミヤ
Also, where's Archer? Oh, we're gonna get some great interactions between Archer and Shiro. My boy needs to show up. I saw the opening. Damn it. I know you're here. Speaking of Archer, I stopped by the archery dojo. During the lunch break, Sakura does the preparations for club activities here.
先輩こんにちは。
Hello. Just as I thought, the new archery club captain was already hard at work.
よ、昼も部活とはご苦労様。
ちょっと違うんですよ。今日はお昼を食べに来ただけです。
そうか。あ、いや、そろそろ大会前の教練の時期だと思ったから。
I've heard that at the champion schools, even at lunchtime, they take their bows and try to fill up the training logs. The archery club at Homurahara isn't normally that strict, but that can't be said about this season. Ooh.
そうですね。
Okay.
そろそろ秋の大会もありますから。
See, like now with this VN, I'm like so invested in all the little things now. Like, oh man, the archery tournament. Yeah, I hope that's a thing and we can see that and support Sakura through this. Like, I'm down for like every little thing that's going on in this town now.
去年も三つ釣りがいろいろ言ってたな。代表が足りないとか。
確かに昇格が惜しいところだったんですけど、今年はいいところまで行くと思います。
From the rumors I've heard, she's probably talking about Mitsuzuri's younger brother. At any rate, Sakura's smile looks promising.
ああ
Okay.
ところでさくら、昼食はいつもここで？
はい、道場版は私がこなしてるんですよ。それに鍵も預かってますから。
それはお疲れ様。で、
Sakura's lunchbox is, well, that sure is an awful lot of food for just one person. Hey, don't judge, man.
上がって一緒にお昼にしませんか？
Ah, there you go.
いいのか？俺の分の弁当あるのか？
はい、ちゃんと先輩の分も用意してあります。ここに誘おうと思ってたところにちょうど来てくれたんでよかったです。
Okay.
そりゃ助かる。では、ありがたくさくらのお弁当をいただきます。
I can't tell from that face. It looks mostly happy, just like, yes, I was going to invite you. Or like, oh, you caught me with a bunch of food. Oh yeah, you have some too.
はい。
There it
では
is.
先輩、どうぞ上がってください。
Either way, nice lunchtime with Sakura.
やっぱり秋は涼しいですね。ここ。
吹きさらしの屋上と違って三方に壁があってちょうどいいしな。さて、
I sit on the plank floor at the back of the dojo. It's my first time having lunch here. Seems that Mitsuzuri and Tosaka often drink tea here, though.
先輩、座布団持ってきます。
いや大丈夫。元部員が座布団にふんぞり返って座ってた。後で三つ釣りあたりに笑われる。
そうですか。先輩はお客様ですから使ってもいいんですけど。
Sakura's the current captain. There's no way I'll sit on one while she's around. She still keeps on fidgeting and won't settle down.
審判座はどうですか、先輩。
あの
You want
畳
something to
に
be
上がって
comfortable
飯
so
食う
bad.
のも変だし、ここでいい。
わかりました。じゃあお昼にしましょう。
Alright. Sitting down on the floor beside me, Sakura passes me the lunchbox. Whoa, there's a lot of food in here.
それではいただきます。お世話になりっぱなしです。
いえいえ、これくらいお茶の子さいさいですから。
Picking up my chopsticks, I open the box. Salmon on top of white rice and chicken stew, distinctly Japanese style. Sounds
すみません
good.
朝ごはんの流用品が多くて。
いや、あれだけ忙しい中で作れば当然だ。俺なんか朝飯と同じものを昼飯で食ってることもあった。
I gotta say, just to like, this is a very strange experience with Spring Song on the horizon, with potentially going to see it in theaters. Not without, of course, taking extreme precautions and seeing what's up with the theater and obviously protecting myself. Like, if it's super packed, I'm just not gonna go. But this is like pretty trippy. I mean, all these interactions, like with Sakura and Saber and possibly Rin at later points, you really just like get a sense of the routes that we spent with them before in Stay Night, but we're all getting all of that at the same time, and it kind of works considering like everything is apparently converging in these events that are happening here as far as like canon. Like you have Saber talking about, oh yeah, we fought Kotomina and Gil, and Rin used a command spell to make me destroy the Grail. Like all these things are like simultaneous, so it's pretty cool because you can kind of appreciate like all our routes from Stay Night, all in 1VN with new stuff going on. It's very nice. It's very cute. After getting off my part-time job, I was exhausted and usually didn't have the energy to fix something different for lunch. All of that changed when Sakura came.
藤姉なんか下手すると3食同じもの食ってても気がつかないし。
そうですか？結構藤村先生はそのあたり繊細じゃないかと思うんですけど。
Obviously all the wholesome stuff about her routes, none of the, Sakura being like a fucking what she is in Kevin's Field or Saber's ordeal in her route, just all the wholesome stuff.
要は気持ちよくお腹いっぱいになるかどうかだ、藤姉は。
あ、そうだ先輩。今度は藤村先生のお弁当も作った方がいいですかね。
間違いなく喜ぶが、甘やかしちゃいかん、癖になると過去の経験が物語っている。
はあ、いろいろ大変だったんですね、先輩も。
I nodded as I chewed thoroughly on the sweet salmon, still full of flavor despite being chilled. With a Japanese-style lunchbox this good, Sakura's cooking is exceeding all expectations. Good job, Kohai.
お弁当を作れるようにならないかな。
Writer too.
どうだろうな。言えば黙々とチャレンジしてくれるんだけど、なんか義務って感じで楽しそうじゃないし。
It just entered my head, man. We haven't seen Ryder since the very start of the visual novel, man. Where's my Ryder event? Damn it.
ライダーと一緒にお料理できれば楽しいんですけどね。あ、でもやっぱり先輩と一緒が一番勉強になります。
Looks like Sakura thought she hurt my feelings and is trying to hide it with a smile. It's fine, even with 3 people in the kitchen, it'll work out somehow. Continuing to consume our respective lunches, I suddenly noticed something. Could it be?
さくら、もしかして弁当間違えてないか？
Oh.
そうですか？でもお箸は合ってますよ。
あれ、そうか。なんかさくらの弁当の方が大きい気がしたから。
It may be because it was on top of Sakura's small thighs, but her lunchbox looked really large.
でも間違えても同じですよ。
これ大きさも中身も同じ？
Ah, that must be why it looked bigger. Wait, but then...
ああ、てっきりさくらは少ないのかなとか。
Yeah, I think it just came down to that, which is, now she's all embarrassed.
でもほら、私と同じ量だと先輩午後にお腹減っちゃうじゃないですか。だから。
そうか。でもそうなると
Damn,
さくら
Shiro.
には多くないか？
Let the girl eat. Her lunch had at least 80% more than the amount I had.
普通ですよ、普通。私もこれくらいなら全然平気です。
普通。そうか。
I see, so that's
普
normal.
通だったんだ。
I often hear about girls skipping lunch entirely, but
そうですね。やっぱり運動しているからでしょうね。私がたくさん食べても大丈夫なのは。
it's gotta support all that muscle, So the secret to losing weight isn't cutting back on what you eat, but rather using more energy. Wait, but it doesn't seem like Sakura was really worried about that. In fact...
それにですね、先輩。
Exactly, she's a growing girl.
まだまだ育ち盛りですよね。
And she's bulking. Let's go. Sakura is still growing. When she tells me something like that, it makes me wonder what part of her she's referring to. Without realizing it, I stop moving my chopsticks and look down. This is not good. This fantasy is not appropriate for a sacred archery dojo. Yo, what is going through Shiro's mind right now? His mind is so funny sometimes.
いや、弁当はうまいし、さくらの料理も上手だ。育ち盛りって、ほら、ちょっと考えてただ
Oh
け。
god, Shiro. Relax.
ほら、なんだ、この年になってまだ背が伸びるのかなとかな。
昔より先輩、背が伸びてますよね。これからも
Well,
伸び
we
るんじゃ
know
ないでしょ
Shiro
うか。
is,
もっと欲しいんだよな。
because reasons.
こればっかりは鍛えて伸びるものじゃないから仕方ないか。
気にしすぎですよ。今でも先輩はしっかりしてて頼りがいがありますから。
It's blatant flattery, but I'm still glad to hear it. Right now, there's nothing I can do but stay focused. If I become strong enough to lift Sakura up with one arm, maybe I'd be able to accept her compliments sincerely. One day, bro.
お茶汲んできましょうか。
Just make a deal with the world. Sorry, what?
欲しい欲しい。まだ時間があるし、ゆっくり一服してから戻ろうか。
はい、先輩。
Very cute. Okay, we got a mystery here. It's not letting us exit though, so I guess we can just do it. Go to our part-time job. All right. Just a normal day. It's just after 9 p.m. and dinner is already over. There are no major events and everyone returned to their rooms. It's too early to go to bed, so what should I do in the meantime? I guess go out for a walk. Ooh, okay, alone. Ah, here we go, buddy boy. Wait, to the big bridge. Damn it, I thought I was gonna go directly to the church. My god, and you got some explaining to do. Crossing the bridge, I head over to Shinto. I guess baby steps. There's nobody on the pedestrian walkway at this hour. Tonight, with no cars on the roadway, the sound of the breeze from the sea echoes around me.
ますます半年前の焼き直しだな。あの時もこうやって。
Went with Saber and Sakura to Shinto, didn't I? Not a single word exchanged between us, anxious of being led to some unknown place, but at the same time welcoming the new adventure. But how do I feel now? Everyone knows there's something strange going on. What's weird is that... Whoa. Did you see that red flash on the building? What's weird is that not knowing what's right or wrong, I've settled into the reopened Holy Grail War. Archer, is that you up there? Or Tosaka flashing her pendant at the moon or something? Like, what was that red flash? There's no reason to fight. Therefore, there's no risk of dying. Mutual hatred and spite that causes ruin, however. What? No fucking way, dude. No. Oh, wait, an instant. I probably could not comprehend what happened until the very end. Did Archer just snipe us? Did Archer just fucking snipe Shiro? I collapse on the railing. Streams of blood and life force are gushing out of me. Nothing can save me now. This is a lethal wound, almost the same as instant death. Dude, Archer just fucking killed us. I saw that glint before. Unconsciously, my dying eyes grab onto the image. No reason to fight, no fear of death, eh? His eyes scorn me for this foolishness. Son of a... Saying nothing, he knocked the fatal arrow. Unable to dodge or block, instant death already assured. The second arrow There he is, dude. Oh my god. Archer, why? Dude, why? Dead bad end? Wait, why? Why the fuck did he kill us? He just went full unlimited blade works. Wait, what? The road to Shinto is blocked by a sniper. There's no choice but to defeat this enemy? Wait, what? Dead bridge? I have to defeat Archer? Wait, how? Wait, what? Dude, what the fuck was that, man? Why did Archer kill us? I know why he wants to kill Shiro. I remember that. But wait, why now? Like, I know things are converging. If it's like unlimited Bladeworks Archer just saying fuck it. Also, he's wearing his Counter Guardian outfit, right? That's cool. Anyway, what the fuck? Let's go to the extra. Actually, hold up. Also, I got a tip to not browse the gallery so much because there's not safe for work images, so I will be careful with that. Let's go to the shrine. Do we have any more? I was hoping that would pay me some yen, so I don't even get yen for me dying there. All right, that's terrific. All right, well, I guess we'll just start again. Whoa. Heavens feel back night to... Whoa. Wait, I think I recognize that class card art. Yo. My awakenings always begin with anguish. I fall from a sunless abyss to sunlit ground. I go from darkness to light. It isn't much different than being born through a birth canal. A spark of life somehow ignites in my dying body, rekindling consciousness in the world once again. That was the Avenger class card art, right? But is this like about Shiro? Is this happening? No. I writhe in sharp pain. The moment I am reborn, the blood circulation, bone joints, nervous system, internal organs, everything I need to live generates pain. I am alive to suffer. My already fried brain searches for normality within its damaged state, able to start functioning only through pain. In short, my body finally gains human thought through agony. It feels as if I have been multiplied into 100 people. Multiplied, all of whom have been mixed on a pallet. Whatever clear identity I had is gone, as the countless indistinguishable beings I have become melt together. Alright, so obviously not Shiro. I think we know who this is. To be resurrected from nothingness demands that much of a price. But still, this is pretty nuts. That chaos, that feeling that I have ceased to be anything absorbs and assimilates even my agony. My ego is gone. Why be reborn? Why do I have to go through this? Even those questions become things of the past. I have attained the state of no self. It is a pure paradise with neither happiness nor sorrow, one that will never bear fruit. We reach nirvana? What the hell? But just one thing alone is painful. Tears come down my cheeks. In the depths of this perfected land, why am I still connected to something so beautiful? Is he being reborn over and over every time we loop? Dude, once again, the first day begins. So he knows that things are restarting. Who else knows besides Shiro and Karin? And possibly Bazette here. We'll see. The woman had parted ways and my lovely master, Lady Bazette, lies sleeping on the sofa. The woman. Or so it appears. She's dead, actually. Wait, what? The reason's obvious. Oh, we're continuing from there. Shit, okay. Since she'll start breathing again eventually, there's no need to bother waking her up or burying her. Wait, she'll start breathing again eventually. So she resurrects too? All I have to do is guard this place as her servant.
でもな、退屈だな。いた。
Sorry. Honest to my own desires while never heeding the desires of others. That's me. I'm the kind of servant that puts my own pleasure first. So I'd engage Bazette in some good old-fashioned Whoa. Whoa. Dude. No. The usual me would start eating her midway through the deed without thinking, and the room would be a mess before I realized it. Of course, I'd only do that if she wasn't my master. Thank you? If she were to wake up while I'm doing her, she'd be a pain in the ass to deal with later. I'm used to getting hated and killed, but getting cried at? That isn't love. Lil A is very twisted, man. Since I have nothing else to do, I start to kill time in a simple way. Click, click, click. I want one of those. I think I played with something like that as a kid. I'm sure we all did. Click, 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 click. I slide the panels around, matched to the ticking of the clock. Speeding up the tempo, I became seriously focused on the game. I heard a sultry breath from the sofa. Lightly shaking her head, Bazette glares at me as if I were her enemy. So we are just straight up from Lil A's perspective.
よ、目が覚めたかマスター。まさか今度も記憶が曖昧だなんて言い出すんじゃないだろうな。
記憶は確かです。あなたが私のサーバントであることも、私がこの洋館を隠れ家にしているマスターであることも知っている。以前ここで目を覚ましたとき、私の記憶が不確かだったことも覚えています。
Okay. Now this is like this here. So what's consistent at the very least is that Shiro restarts, and now he's restarted, and he's aware of that, right? Like once again, I'm birthed, and it's like why? And he goes through that agony again. And he's here, and he remembers what happened before. But even these events here seem so far removed from what's going on with Shiro and like what he's doing, and it's so weird. It's like, because why are Rin and Sakura acting like Edelfelt sisters? Like why is Saber and Saber Alter there? Like what? This is like its own like pocket dimension within what's going on, yet it's connected. It's very weird. I guess I'll just keep going.
結構話が早くていい。
Also, we gotta figure out how to get Archer to not kill Shiro. That's a big thing too.
じゃあまあ、早速外に出て聖杯戦争の続きといこう。
And I like how I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get some awesome interactions between Archer and Shiro, and he just fucking snipes him. Like, oh, if that ain't what it was gonna be, man, that is. Hopefully, we can figure that one out.
待ちなさい。この洋館以前のことは曖昧ですが、その後のことは全て覚えている。
Okay.
私とあなたが敵マスターに敗れ、殺されたこともだ。
Good. Now we're both confused.
それは。肝心なことは覚えてないくせに、どうでもいいことは覚えてる。
Yeah, do you want to tell us what really matters? I guess that she, returned from the dead. Wait, did she just say killed, right? Yeah, she remembers being killed, so. Wait, what really matters then?
で、それがどうした？今生きてるんだからいいじゃねえか。細かいことは気にすんなよ。
よくはない。こんな不条理、放っておいたままでいられるものですか。答えなさい、サーバント。私たちは倒された。
Great question.
それがなぜこうして生きているのです。
どうしてって、生き返ったからだろう。ま、厳密に言うと、1日目の夜に戻ってるってことだけどな。
So he knows that much, as we've seen. Bazette shows no signs of surprise. I guess she must have been thinking over what happened from the moment she woke up. I gotta admit that adaptability of hers is a rare talent. The problem is, she doesn't realize she has that gift. Not more like she just looks down on herself. Oh well, not like I'm in any position to criticize her on that front.
それが事実なら、私のサーバントは大したものだ。死者の蘇生には、時間旅行、平行世界の運営、無の否定、いずれかの魔法が絡む。
You know, I don't know what all the sorceries are, and don't tell me, because I'm willing to like figure them out from other works eventually, but I didn't know about negation of nothingness. That's pretty cool. Or time travel? I really only know the second and the third, so.
あなたはその奇跡を可能とする英霊だというのですか？
Why are you looking at me like that? You don't believe me? No, actually, you're making fun of me. No doubt about it. It's interesting how his mind works. No, ma'am, lowly little old me can't do something that freaking nuts.
まあ、その真似事をしてると思ってくれればいい。あんたは死んでも生き返れる。俺と契約している限り何度だってやり直せる。誰に敗れようが、こうしてここから仕切り直しができるってわけだ。
So I guess they're gonna be trying to figure things out at the same time Shiro is, and I don't know.
原理は分
We
か
got
り
like
ませ
two
ん。
stories going on here.
いえ、ループしているということね。どんな宝具かは見当がつかないけど、とにかくあなたは夜になれば蘇生。いえ、死んだ場合、生きていた頃のこの場所にスキップしてしまう。結果、 私たちはまだ生きているから死から蘇生する。
That's a good question. Like, what force is doing this? And
運
why?
命に介入改ざんするタイプの宝具ですか。確かに英霊を名乗るにふさわしい力。
Could it really be a noble phantasm doing this?
これなら本人がどんなに弱くても納得がいく。
I mean, Bazette thinking like this as a participant of the Holy Grail War, that's like the only logical thing, because like, what else within the Holy Grail War could do that other than just someone doing something, I don't know, like outside of the war, like some higher being just toying with them. I don't know. So you couldn't accept that I was that weak, huh? Okay, so I did get killed without showing any of my good points. Anyone would get fed up after that.
そういうわけだ。だから安心してやられてくれ。ああ、けど殺されるのはなるだけ夜がいい。俺は夜でないと戦えないんだ。昼間はあんまり調子が出ないたちでさ。
ループの条件は夜中でなければならないということですね。
Oh, interesting.
確かにそれぐらいの弱点がなければ強力すぎる方
Only at night. That's right. We've only looped at night. For Shiro, it's because it was the end of the 4th day, so I thought that was just the wall. But I guess that's a yes. I don't know. This is kind of a situation where Bazette's also trying to figure things out, so I shouldn't take what she says at face value because she's also trying to figure things out. But it's a possibility, so I'll acknowledge that. Wow, so you're getting a few things wrong there. See, there you go. Whatever. It all comes down to the same thing.
いいでしょう。行動を起こすのは夜中だけとします。日中はここで眠りますから、あなたも勝手な行動は控えるように。
はいよ。けどあんたこそさ、昼間は決して外に出てくれるな。俺日中は本当
No
に
master
弱い
to
んだ。
protect me.
マスターが守ってくれなきゃ簡単に殺されちまうからな。
The weakest servant.
わかりました。何か著しく立場が逆な気がしますが、あなたの特性は把握しましたから。戦闘能力こそ皆無ですが、特殊能力は他に類を見ないものです。戦闘は私が行いますから、
Oh,
あなたはその得意な
that
方で
special noble
戦敗
phantasm.
戦争をフォローしてくれればいい。
そりゃ助かるけど、極端すぎないかマスター。俺だって少しは戦える。サーバントには勝てないと断言できるが、その気になれば足止めくらい。
あの結果でですか？戦闘面においてあなたには何も期待していません。あなたはそこにいるだけでいい。
I mean, there was no way he was gonna win, but yeah, it's... Even he's like, Bazette could whoop my ass, possibly.
楽でいいけど、それじゃあいつまで経っても勝てないぜ。マスターからサーバントを引き離すのも何度もうまくいくとは思えないし。
When it comes down to it, fighting in the Holy Grail War means beating a servant. Without taking down a servant, you're not going to be able to kill its master. Except there is no way a human being is going to be able to match up to a servant. That's why I'm saying I'll help her out, even though I really don't want to bother. But...
いえ、マスターとサーバントを引き離す必要などありません。サーバントなら私が倒します。
Whoa, Bazette. Bazette declares this with an unshakable confidence. You will defeat the servant. Bold. I like it. Spicy. Now that's a surprise. Here I thought I was immune to these things, but that one just sent a chill down my spine.
それより質問があります。殺されたのが夜なら何度でも蘇ると言いましたが、それは何らかの代償が必要なのですか？
That's another great question.
例えば、私の魔術回路が失われていくとか、あなたの宝具には使用回数が決まっているとか。
いや、代償はないよ。あんたから取り立てるものは一切ない。我が属性は虚無。
So,
無があ
okay.
る限り何度でも蘇る。
So, alright. So even though I know him from FGO, I don't really know his Noble Phantasm. I've only used him maybe once or twice on support as like curiosity. And I obviously haven't rolled him, but I didn't know this. So yeah, I guess his Noble Phantasm is the imitation of, I guess, that nothingness that they were talking about. Which makes me think of another character from another Type Moon series. I'll just say Kara no Kyokai, like when we think of, you know. But anyway, yeah, that's interesting.
あんたは安心して納得いくまで続ければいい。
Sorry, my mic just fell.
確認しました。あなたと契約している限り、私は負けないということですね。
Right, of course. You won't win either.
となると、残る問題は一つだけですが。いえ、ここまで好条件だというのに、そんな不満を口にするなど何を考えているのか私は。
So if this is like his thing keeping her, cause
なんだよいきなり。他に聞きたいことでもあんのか？
yeah, if this is him that is like the cause of them being able to restart, is Shiro also getting that benefit? Because his silhouette looks a lot like him, and I don't know why, but it could be, I'm not sure.
そのつまらないことを聞くのですが、死亡した場合こうして蘇生できるのは素晴らしい反則と言っていい得点でしょう。ですが、その蘇生する際のあの痛みは消せないものなのでしょうか。いくら死から逃れるためとはいえ、この先もあの痛みを通過するかと思うと二の足を踏むというか。
Does not sound pleasant.
は？何それ？蘇生するとき怖い思いでもしてんのあんた。
怖いわけではありません。不快で気味が悪いだけです。へえ、あれが地獄と呼ばれる地点なのかわからない。ただおぞましく汚らしかった。本来死者に意識はない。通常の死者なら不快に思わないのでしょうが、意識のある者にはあれは最低のドブクズです。
Damn, interesting. And I guess we saw the glimpse of that at the very start of this.
ああ、そうなんだ。参ったな。俺は特別感じないけど、気がついたらここにいるって感じで。人間とサーバントの違いかね。けどまあ。
You're going to have to put up with that much. Come on, normally you'd be dead.
その、なんだ。あんたそりゃわがままってもんですよ。
分かっています。言ってみただけです。蘇生の代償なんですから、あの程度の攻めく耐え抜いてみせましょう。
そうそう。この先何度もお世話になるだろうし、今のうちに受け属性作っとけよ。
A lot, jeez.
そう何度も殺されてたまるものですか。次に殺されるのはセイバーのサーバントだ。
Strike her through the chest.
あの胸を貫いてみせます。
She said she could beat Saber? Oh my god.
ああ、それでこそ俺のマスターだ。
Through her chest, armor and all, okay.
じゃあまあ、そのやる気が燃えてるうちに聖杯戦争を続けるとしようか。
Oh, she's got the special runic gloves, but I don't know. Let's see. I want to see what Bazette has, like truly. I stopped talking and aimed for the door. Honestly, I don't give a shit about the Holy Grail War, but I'm also a sore loser. I want to find and kill my enemies now, right now. I'll kill those bastards that hurt me. I'll kill those bastards that didn't do anything to stop them. I'll kill everything. I'll murder every single living human I see. If I don't, I'm not going to be able to keep my insanity. If I don't, I won't be able to keep myself from going sane. Huh. That's funny.
行かないのか、マスター。
Did he just do the SpongeBob meme? Like, it's fucking hands on his side. Like, what is it? I swallow down my heart as it threatens to escape my chest and turn back towards Bazette. Maybe my thirst for blood just now reminded her of something. Bazette is looking at me the same way as when she accused me of killing the people in that bloody house.
やはり私は半人前だ。一番大事な質問をどうして思い出さなかったのか。
Don't even have to bother wondering why. You forgot because you didn't want to remember.
答えろ。お前は
Ooh.
一体何のサーバントだ
Here we go, come on. A question filled with hostility. To that, I finally answer, grinning like a little girl waiting for her sweetheart.
アベンジャー。復讐のサーバントだよ。
Little Avenger. It's Avenger. A class that shouldn't exist, its name proclaimed with hatred and joy. Alright, so now I can call him Avenger without feeling bad for some reason. Sorry? She is we're already doing this. She's attacking in an extremely fast combination. A right straight that actually made me feel sorry for the enemy mercilessly crushes the monster's skull. Hard to believe it came from a human being. Damn. Oh, she's fighting these beasts. Probably out of revenge for having got 10 of their pals killed already. More prey come leaping at her. The moment right after she punches with her right fist, cursed claws take the opportunity to strike at her seemingly immovable position. Dude, these things are like just straight out of Nero Chaos's fucking jacket. I don't know what these things are. She dodges just by lightly turning her head, while simultaneously driving her right leg into the monster's head. Sharp and heavy. The head is blown off like a ripe tomato. Yo, not even bothering to visually confirm that, Bazette turns around to face the newcomers arriving from behind, once again intercepting them with lethal timing. It's almost as if she were a spinning top, fitted with a blade, spawning in every direction, clearing the attackers away. A deadly dance that shows no mercy for its target. Okay, Bazette, okay. The roles reversed. I was doing pretty well on my own even while watching her in Fascination, but while I was slicing up one of these guys, Bazette pulverized around 3. Love her stance, she's just a fucking fighter. I love it. And I mean literally pulverized. With those skinny legs in her fists, she is totally scattering flesh and cutting through bone. Seriously, I'm impressed. To think human hand-to-hand combat would improve this much. It seems like there are runes of hardening carved on her fists. Legs, knees, and toes. But the basic bodywork for that must have been an art perfected for use by human beings. Wow. Way different from us when we go berserk, letting instinct take care of the rest. Very cool. Oh man, she would have done great in the 5th Holy Grail War. Like, the original war. But I guess that would have been bad for the other participants. Bazette's technique is the legacy of the old days of blood and sweat. How many years of effort went into being able to use it? I mean, she's a girl, whoops, a mature grown-up woman. Weren't there other things she should have been learning? Guess not. Fuck it, man, she's a badass. These monsters are no match for the walking weapon by the name of Bazette. They're no better than hapless sheep, a pack of game to be hunted. Homer, stop, stop, they're already dead. By the way, what the heck's a Homer? What? Isn't that they're already dead meme from The Simpsons as well? I know he means like Homer, but funny coincidence. Yeah, what the fuck are these things? Sighing heavily, Bazette puts away her leather gloves. Miswalking weapon? What the hell? You beat almost 20 monsters to death and all you do at the end is sigh? Right.
知性は乏しく、人間を殺すという単一性能しかありませんが、大量に刺激するには適している。私たちの知らないマスターではない8人目の魔術師がいるのは確かなようだ。こんな使い魔を使って無差別に人を襲う魔術師など放置できない。
I can't think of anyone that would use familiars like that. I don't know.
あなたは何か心当たりがありますか?
It's functionally like numbers, like, as I'm thinking of the dragon bone, like warriors that Medea would create and just send in droves, but as far as these things, I have no idea.
What?
Yo. You just thought of Cotton. Are these things really Cotton's familiars? I mean, that would make sense. They weren't attacking her whenever, like, Shiro was encountered them on the first loop. The first loop that we were aware of, anyway. So I guess they're hers? Damn, but it looks like Avenger already knows. Interesting. After all, we've got plenty of time. This isn't going to end regardless of what we do, so we ought to bump into each other one of these days anyway. Okay, that's what he's banking on.
それと、あなたを疑ったことを謝ります。町の異常は、この怪物たちの主の仕業で、あなたの仕業ではなかった。
いいさ。冤罪は慣れっこだし、同じ穴の無地ななんだ。こいつらが先か、俺が先かの違いだよ。こいつらが町の人間たちを殺して回ってるもんで、俺の仕事が全くないだけだ。
I like being able to take it easy, but you know, a job is a job. Really can't let other people take it away from me. My whole meaning of life is on the line here. If I go unemployed, I can't live.
そんな仕事はやめなさい。あなたがどこの英霊かは知りませんが、私のサーバントである以上、一般人を巻き込むことは許しません。
だから、今日は誰も殺してないだろ。さっきの屋台の兄ちゃんなんてよだれ垂らしながら見送ったんだぜ。おでんも肉も食いたかったな。けど言われたことは何とか守る優秀な俺。ほら、褒めて褒めて。
So playful and murderous.
それが普通なのです。褒められることではありません。
Damn. You want praise for what you're supposed to be doing? That's real. My owner's being mean. One of these days, you'll only have yourself to blame when I move on to the rebellious stage.
それより、いい加減はっきりさせることがある。あなたの宝具が何であるかは分かりましたが、まだ神名を聞いていない。
Say it. Say it.
今更ですが、あなたはどこの英雄なのです？
そんなものは初めに言ったんだがね。覚えていないあんたの落ち度だと思うんだが、そうか。まだ記憶とやらは曖昧なままなのか。
それは、そうですね。こうなっては隠していても仕方がありません。アベンジャー。私はあなたと契約した時のことを思い出せない。時間を置けば回復すると踏んでいましたが、
Yeah, there you
状況
go.
は私が思っていたより厳しいようだ。いつになるかわからない記憶の回復など待っていられない。
で、手っ取り早く俺にもう一度説明しろと。そう言われても、俺が知ってることなんてたかが知れてるぜ。あんたは俺をサーバントとして召喚して契約した。気がつけば俺はあの洋館にいて、あんたに首はつけられてこき使われてたわけだ。そん時に神名は名乗ったが、まあ別にいいか。誰に聞かれてもどうってことない。
どうということはない。それはどういう？
Not a big deal. I disagree, buddy.
俺、自分の名前はないんだ。生前どんな名前だったのかなんて知らねえのさ。
That's also true. Because he was made to be the servant he is now. So who he actually is, I mean, we'll get into that later.
そんなバカな。サーバントである以上、あなたは英霊だ。名称のない英雄など存在しない。
But is he also saying he doesn't know his actual heroic spirit name?
ああ、だから名称はある。俺には人間としての名前がないだけだ。周りが呼んでいた名称でいいなら教えられるけど。
Please do.
それでいい？
もちろんです。契約するとき、私はあなたの名前を聞いているはずだ。結果、あなたを信頼。いえ、聖杯戦争を勝ち抜くにふさわしい力を持っていると判断した。その、私が認めた名称は何というのです？
アンリマユ。
Angra Mainyu.
どこぞの古びた風習の名前だよ。
There it is. Lil A, Lil Avenger, Lil Angra. Yeah, don't really need to hide it. First off, it wasn't that big of a deal, so I just gave her a straight answer. I mean, that's also talking to me. I could have just said it. I mean, I don't know if anyone needed to not know that, but there you go. Angra Mainyu. All the evil of the world. All the world's evil.
アンリマユ。そんな、その名は。
The Einsburn servant in the Third Holy Grail War. The one that was made to corrupt the Holy Grail. When it was absorbed, it manifested that wish of being all the world's evil, and thus corrupted the Grail. Isn't the name of a hero, or isn't fit to be a hero. Isn't the name you'd give to a person to begin with. Yeah, your face is just telling me all of the above. I understand how my dear master feels. It's not as if I live up to my namesake. And this is so great because now we can talk freely about this. So him, the dude that's made the Grail fucky, of course not his fault. That's just like the role he was made to fill, and that he did because that's what manifested when he was absorbed into the Grail when he was just defeated early in the Third War. Like he got absorbed into it, and because those wishes that coincided with the nature of the Grail and thus ended up corrupting it, and that was just the nature of it from that point on. So very significant to like the main Fate series, to Fate Stay Night, to Fate Zero. And here we are, just getting his casual thoughts and interactions here. It's very cool. This is very interesting. Angra Mainyu, the name of the most powerful demon in ancient Persia. The greatest nemesis in Zoroastrianism, embracing all evil, that kept fighting for 9,000 years against the god of light, guardian of the good of humanity. The god of evil, you could say. The bad part is the friggin' huge scale, overseeing half of the entire world. Give me a break, this name is a bother. Honestly, something of a smaller genre, say the god of desks or pots, would have been a much better fit. Yeah, I guess so. The tale of Zoroastrianism revolves around the discord caused by the two gods of good and evil. It's the first religion to introduce the duality of angels and demons. Of course, I've never seen an angel in my life, and I'm not exactly acquaintances with any demons. I was just one villager that idolized those teachings. Apparently, just one good deed was enough for me to get treated like a hero and elevated to heroic spirit status after death.
勘違いするなよ。別に神様本人ってわけじゃない。たまたま持ってる属性がそいつに近かったから加盟として付けられただけだろう。
Wasn't he like brutalized by all the other people in his village? Like they all acted pure but committed all the evil acts on him just for him to absorb all that evil. And that's why he was fit to be summoned as that servant.
英霊としての格は低いし、知っての通りあまり役に立た
Yeah, because otherwise he's just a guy. He's just a guy who was summoned under that nature, but it's...
それはとっくに承知しています。今さら弁解してもらうことでもありません。
That stings, master.
しかし、アンリマユ。いえ、私の呼び出したサーバントは確か。
Yeah, what do you know about this servant, Bazette? Had a more different, endearing name? Ooh, you saw she was back to back with Kukulan there. You see, deep down, he knows apparently, he knows. And deep down she knows too that this is not the servant he originally summoned. Bazette Fraga Mikremitz wondered to herself.
親愛なる響きね。何？あんた、他に呼び出したい英霊がいたの？
Oh, come
俺
on.
なんかじゃなく、
Come on,
もっと
Angra.
強くて立派な英雄に当てがあったとか。
いえ、そんなことはあまり。
Not really, she adds quietly. Yeah, you're being really obvious. Had some other guy on your mind. Okay, so I already knew that. But who would have thought you'd be so picky about your servants too? So our relationship was just a compromise. I was being relatively serious about it too. Ah, well, I'm over it.
面白いな、その顔。
It
も
is.
そんな顔するんだ。拍子抜けではあるが、まあ予想通りでもある。
Wow.
で、どんな男が好みなんだ、あんた。
Did she really have a thing for Kukulan? I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, dude's a bro. He's great, but you know.
何を言い出しますか。男性の好みなんて話していなかったでしょ。私はただあなたとかの英霊との違いを考えていただけです。
だからそれが男の話だっていうの。使い魔なんざ術者の好みが第一なんだから、女のマスターが色男を呼ぶのは当然じゃねえか。あ、何？それとも女の英霊でも呼ぶ気だったのか？そりゃ深いな。まさか趣味と実益を兼ねた
Oh my god, Angra. Relax.
私はそのような市場は挟みません。あなたと契約したのはそれが正しいと私が判断したからです。そこに異性の感情など挟まない。ですが誤解を招く物言いだったことも認めましょう。私は確かにあなた以外の英霊に執着していた。
That's interesting.
そう、それそれ。そこまで白状したなら聞かせろよ。減るもんじゃなし、隠し事は極力潰していこ
う。Makes me wonder how she was killed originally. Like, she's this strong. Apparently she had like a reverence for Ku. Like, how did he get the drop on her? I guess, listen, I know how he is. I know he can be a charmer, he can talk his way, you know, it's possibly something like that. Maybe it was something like that. But, because otherwise I'm like, yo, Bazette, she'd whoop some ass, man. And if she was like close with Ku or would naturally have a close relationship with him, we don't know how he would feel, but I would assume he would like her just because we know how Ku feels about, you know, we saw how he felt about Rin, you know, took a liking to her, and I could see, of course, like the strength in Bazette as well, and just her personality, she's great, so I could see it. Oh, it's just a shame, man. That bastard. Love that guy.
あんたもともとどこの英霊を呼び出そうとしてたんだ？
呼び出そうというのは正しくはありません。私にはかの英霊を召喚できる保証はなかったし、私自身彼の存在を信じてはいなかったのですから。
She starts trailing off. Must be going over some old memories. The emotional state of the woman standing in front of me is regressing fast, like she's berating herself.
なるほど。信じていない英雄は呼び出せない。けど、あんたはその英雄に会いたかったわけか。
どうでしょう。子供の頃の話です。
I didn't mean to do that.
私はその何に対しても冷めた子供だった。周りの言う楽しみというものがうまく飲み込めず、よく両親を困惑させたものです。父は言いました。お前は作業のように一日を過ごすのだな、と。すまなそうな目をして、いつも私に謝っていた。負い目があったのは両親だけだったのでしょうね。私はそういった父の罪悪感も感じ取れず、今と同じつまらない毎日を過ごしていた。
Damn.
思い出の大部分はそういった淡々とした日々です。けれど一つだけ夢中になったものがあった。
And what was that?
本当にどうしてそれだけが特別だったのか今でもわからない。家の書斎でたまたま手にした私の国ならどこにでもある昔話を読んだとき、私はとても悲しかった。
Those old Celtic legends, sounds like.
昔話ね。それが
Interesting insight into Bazette there. A bit sad. Someone she didn't believe in but still wanted to meet. One of the many phantasms that young children dream of and forget in maturity, tossed away in great number, huh?
ええ。その童話にいる時だけ、私は同じ年頃の子たちと同じになれた。子供心にも眩しく映ったある英雄の物語です。けどその話の最後は華やかなものではなかった。決して褒めたたえていい物語なんかじゃなかった。
He had a pretty gnarly last death, you know, definitely earned that gut skill. Jesus.
そう。みんなは勇ましい話だと言うけれど、私には違った話にしか見えなかった。
Aw, wanted to save him.
その時に思ったのです。私が 彼を救ってあげたいと。何もできない私だけど、もし許されるのなら彼を救いたいと願ってもいいのでしょうか。
This is really... Huh. So, in the very start of this, when we had Bazette and Angra first meeting, or when we saw that loop, we don't know how many times this has been going on, but when we started there, but we could maybe assume it's the first, considering only now Bazette is remembering what happened there, so we could maybe assume that was the first, but I don't know, hard to say. Regardless, she mentions like this wish that she had, or this dream or wish she had coming to Japan, and I guess this was it, you know, of summoning him, and like the one interest she had growing up. Like, she didn't really have childhood, she didn't really understand what other people found fun, wasn't really interested in any of those things, but when it came to those legends, she wanted to save him, I guess. So the story is sad. To be fair, the desire to save someone exists in all human beings, that much I can admit. In some more than others. Heck, I can even feel it myself. Now, the definition of saving is going to be different from person to person, but as long as that desire is just a wish, it's not something that others can condemn. The problem here, though, should it be okay to wish to save him? Is that the little girl didn't understand something that obvious? There's Bazette, who turned something that anybody can do into a wish. Then there's the mythical hero, the only one the little girl looked up to. I take back that I'm over it. Bastard, next time I meet you, you're dead meat. Ooh. Interesting. Also, it's interesting to hear him thinking about the saving thing and keeping it as a wish versus like...
欲がないな。それがあんたの望みってわけ？聖杯も随分安く使われるもんだ。
Yeah, maybe. Wicked laughter. Honestly, the idea of using one fairy tale against another is damn amusing.
だからそれは子供の頃の話です。今のは英霊を召喚するとしたら誰を選ぶかという話でしょ。
She's been a bit vulnerable here. This is good.
もしかの英雄を呼び出せる触媒があったのなら、私には召喚する動機があったという話です。
If I had a catalyst.
でも結局呼び出したのは俺みたいな半端者だったわけだ。マスターも男運ねえな。
Yeah, interesting how it turned out like this. Somehow. Cackling again. Seriously, she definitely looks like she hasn't gotten any luck with men. This also makes Fate Stay Night events much sadder.
今の私の望みは聖杯を確保し魔術協会に持ち帰ることです。私自身聖杯にかける願いなどありません。
Lame. Association. Lame.
知ってるよ。あんたそこまで器用な人間じゃないからな。
After all, you can't make a wish with something that doesn't exist. 0 times anything is still 0.
次はあなたの番よ、アベンジャー。私が答えたのだから教えなさい。あなたの望みは何なのです？
Ooh, interesting. Nuts, she turned the tables on me. Nuts. Actually, like my master, there's no wish I want to make using the Holy Grail. Sadly enough, there's just one thing that I voluntarily engross myself in these days.
俺の望み？強いて言うと、絵を完成させたいってとこ。
Oh, the little picture puzzle thing? She's looking at me like a clueless idiot. When we get back to our hideout, she's going to find that puzzle I was working on and yell at me for a more serious answer. Oh,
待って、
wait.
今強い魔力を感じなかった。
Yo, Archer just shot at them. Yo.
悪い。魔力感知なんざ持ってない。けど発信
If you want to know, I just saw it.
あのビルの屋上で何か光った。
Yeah, you guys should move. Bazette is quick to react. She picks a rock off the ground and throwing it over her shoulder runs towards the center building without as much as asking me to follow. Oh, let's see what her sword can do, yeah. I remember this building. Obedient as I am, I chased after Bazette. However, it's still bugging me. Just what is that? Bazette is carrying some kind of a tube. Oh, it's a lightsaber. I thought that surely there's a weapon inside, but she didn't take it with her when the last free-for-all happened. I can't help but wonder about this funny container when it's being carried right in front of me.
ねえ、それ何?
Man, what's that symbol on it? It's like a leaf? That's Canada's lightsaber. Bazette is looking for the back entrance into the building. From what I can tell, she's pretty tense.
ねえねえ、それ何なんだよ?
I'm being persistent too. I don't know if this is the time. Wait a second. Did they just see Archer snipe Shiro there? Is that what they just saw? Because obviously he didn't aim at them. So was that the moment he sniped Shiro? Oh my god. Maybe my sincerity got through to her. Bazette stops moving and shows me the container. Length of observation, approximately 1 minute. After showing it to me, you can't trace.
ああ、わかった。多分 T セットが入ってる。
Obviously. That's a lot of ellipses. Whoops, pissed her off. Wrinkles forming on her forehead, she reluctantly takes the lid off. Several balls plop out. What? Size-wise, they're about the same as track and field shots, and about the same mass, I'd guess. Looks like it can hold no more than 5, but right now there are only 3. Just a bunch of mini volumen hydrogyromes. What the fuck are these? I see. It all makes sense now that she's shown me what's inside. To think she was carrying this relic. I tremble in your presence, Bazette Fraga McRemitz. This relic. By the way,
何これ?
the mystery had only deepened.
あなたには説明しません。少なくとも T セットでないことは確認していただけたか
Oh, come on, Bazette. She puts the spheres back inside and remounts the cylinder on her back. So she won't explain her trump card to someone she can't trust, I see. Moving on.
力持ちだな。何? 胸が重い分肩に負担かかって筋肉あるとか? 使いもしないくせにでかいもんな、あんたの。
Yo, this guy's a real scumbag, man. He doesn't give a fuck. I tell her the objective truth as observed with my keen eyes. Bazette stops dead in her tracks, turning around slowly like a rusted doll. Hit him. Just fucking hit him.
微笑ましい。あなたの遮奪さは時に殺意を覚えるほど的確で勇敢だ。
Now this is more like it. Yeah, he likes that. This is how a master and servant should be. The anger she's radiating could end up with me dead if she figures I'll revive anyway. What a unique master-servant relationship. Archer, you up here? Oh, there's nobody on the rooftop. Only the sound of powerful wind is there to greet us.
遅かったか。確かに何者かがいた痕跡はありますが、ここから足取りを探るのは不可能だ。
Bazette is looking down at the city from the edge of the roof. Something in mind already, I bet. Ooh, as for what I'm doing, I'm wiping off the traces of blood on the floor with my feet. This is the highest place in Shinto. The moon seems a little lower than usual. Had there been a ladder or stairs, you could probably reach it. Even though most of the humans are gone, the city lights are still on. Wait, there's blood there, and it looks like one of Archer's cuffs on the floor, like one of the metal bands that are on his clothes. Or hands? I'm not sure. I gaze at all the life below, covered in dazzling prosperity. Not that I'm bored. It would be no good to let myself be particularly impressed by anything, but for now, there's nothing wrong with this scenery.
Avenger.
Out of the blue, Bazette appears next to me.
なんだよ?
Well, what did that say? Oh,
何かいいものを
I'm gonna have to
見つけた
go
のか?
back during editing. I don't know. Actually, damn. Would that be cheating? I won't do it. That might be cheating.
先ほどの怪物を何体か確認しました。
Ooh.
この場所からなら、神都にいる使い魔は肉眼で発見できそうです。
Could they have gotten Archer? No way Archer would have lost to those things. Your eyes are looking obsessive. Instead of enjoying the city scenery, apparently she was glaring at the monsters wandering around Shinto.
それが何? ここで一晩中観察して使い魔の主人を探してみるとか?
現実的ではありませんね。あれは使い捨てのようだ。主人の元には戻りませんから、ここで監視したところで本拠地は割り出せない。
Mm-hmm.
だろうな。無駄なことはしないに限る。マスターが懸命で助かった。けど、その物言いだと。
アベンジャー。私はあの怪物たちを一
Oh
掃したい。
man, really?
そのためにあなたの力を貸しなさい。
We're going monster hunting. I knew this was going to happen. Shit, why did you have to be such a goody two-shoes? This is making me want to tear you apart.
一般人を巻き込むな。なんて命令に比べれば俺向きだけどな。いいのかよマスター。あんた、聖杯戦争に勝つことが目的なんだろ。連中の主人が邪魔だってんならわかる。けど、奴らが人間を殺して回ってるから一掃する。なんてのは矛盾している。悪い子でいようと決めたのにいい子でもいたいなんて。そりゃ都合が良すぎるだろ。
Now then, I'm not trying to hide my hostility at all. It's pretty clear that we'll end up in a fight to the death soon enough, the way things are going. One arm behind my back, I materialized my favorite dagger. Okay. That prediction I made about killing each other at least once is about to become reality 10 minutes later. I'd make a good profit. My policy is to wait for the opposition to come at me before I attack. It really is a pity, but we should do this at least once. Huh?
あなたの言う通りだ。
Oh.
確かに人助けが目的ではありません。
There is some hesitation. She wisely recognized it.
ですが間違っていることは正したい。知った以上私には見て見ぬふりはできません。
I respect that. She spoke like she was trying to tell herself that. Okay. Yeah, Bazette's a good person. That's all it is.
それはどんな理由で？連中が人を殺すのがいけないってこと？それを見逃す自分がいけないってこと？それとも聖杯戦争より人助けの方が大切だってこと？
Now we're talking fate. Probably all of the above. That's why Bazette is confined by these contradictions. We are very familiar with those. If she thought that she was right, she wouldn't look so pained while trying to hold back her inner self that is contradictory for a magus.
正しいと思える行動に理由はありません。いえ、理由があってはいけないと思う。それを正しいと感じたのなら。
The words of reason and gain should not be used as shields, is probably what she's trying to say.
うわ、独善だね。やばいぜ、その考え。
You know, you should meet this guy named Shiro if you think she's fucked up.
ええ。
But I love it.
あなたに言われなくとも承知している。
She already knows. Alright, so we got another savior here. Had to get serious on me, didn't you? That's what she wants to believe to be the right way of life. On the other hand, the current Bazette Fraga McRemits is subordinate to the reason that is the association. It'd be fine if she was tough enough to get a good balance between both, but...
まあ、ご立派な思想はいいけどさ。何もそこまで正義に付き合ってやることはないだろう。ありゃ元から形のないものだ。どんなに求愛しても向こうから帰ってくるものはないよ。それよりさ、もっといい目を見せてくれる勢力と付き合った方が良くないか？
Yeah, become a guardian. That's a good idea, right? Ask Archer.
ですから、私も魔術協会に所属している。
This is also cool because, like, with Shiro, his survivor's guilt and his PTSD from the fire fueling his obviously his lack of like self-worth and feeling he couldn't save, you know, all the others from the fire, you know, with this pursuit of being a hero of justice. Like, that adds a much more like twisted and fucked up element to it. You know, Bazette lacks that, but she still upholds just the righteousness of that. Like, it's right. Like, I don't need a logical reason or a gain for myself to do what I feel is right, and saving people is obviously, especially from these beasts that are going around killing everybody, like, that's very respectable. That is just right.
私だって見返りは欲しい。それとは別に、できる限り正しくありたいと思うだけです。
Why would someone want to live correctly? That's said when that person doesn't think he's living correctly. So he struggles to show that he's cleaning his sinful hide, even if only a little bit, by taking the right actions. I love Avenger's perspective. Honestly.
生真面目なあんたらしい。要するに徳の高い人間になりたいんだ。
What a clumsy, miserable way of living this human has.
そうなのかもしれませんね。けれど私にはかなわない願いだ。私は壊すことでしか感謝されない人間です。人徳とは他人に親しまれる、他人に与えることができる人間が持ち得るもの。決して私に与えられるものではありません。
Those hands will never hold anything. Oh my god. Because yeah, her specialty and what she's employed for, I guess, is her strength. Like, she's really fucking strong. She's good at what she does. That's why she was sent here for the Holy Grail War, because she is very specialized in this combat. So that's her value in destroying and destruction and, I guess, killing others. So, yeah, that is her actively going out of her way to do something on this grand scale to, I guess, offset that, you know, what she does and what she's valued for. I guess, man, to contribute to society, to save people, that's what virtue is. All she can do is destroy. A person that is unable to fix cannot truly gain trust, is what her eyes tell me. So this is the conflict within her.
いいえ、私には私財を成り得って貧窮の民を救うことも、新しい組織を作ることもできない。あくまで歯車の一つで、いつまでもちっぽけな一個人が抜け出せない。
It's like, yeah, she's accepted this.
そんな人間に高い徳なんて得られるはずがないでしょう。
But even so,
まさか。
I got seriously angry there. Not good. I'm actually getting into a serious conversation.
それだけは完璧に間違いだ。金で徳は買えねえ。
Ask Kaiki.
徳ってのは魂の質だ。それは得るものじゃない。苦しみながら自分の中で培うものだ。
The stuff of the soul. Suffering all along the way, for sure. It's the same for any human, no matter how insignificant, no matter how powerless, no matter how worthless. Was this the light that we saw? Did they just debate us? Huh. Wow. We still saw the blood up there along with the metal cuff, so, It's a function everyone has at birth, a radiance refined by the will to move forward. There is no line drawn between good and evil. It is only those that aim for their peakest living beings that the door to enlightenment opens for.
徳は自らの価値は外的評価によるものではないというのですか。
あ？いや、価値って話なら外的評価が全てだよ。そのための徳、そのための自己錬磨だ。せいぜい高値ふっかけて、自分を自分以上に買ってくれるやつとくっつくためのパラメーターだよ。
For others' perception. Improvement of inner space is linked to the improvement of external space. The more vain and lonely someone is, the more they cling to being a good person and feel ashamed about how pathetic that makes them. I'm so selfish for trying to be good just so people won't hate me, they think. However,
それでいいじゃねえか。誰かに認められたいって気持ちはな。その気持ちがあるやつは同じようにきっと誰かを認めてやれる。あんたの方針が結局は自分のためだって言うなら間違ってなんかいねえってこと。
Yeah, I think in the end, like, past everything there, if it is truly for her own sake, then yeah, truly for that good. That's where the good part of love, enjoying life with others, lies. Granted, she hasn't gotten to that point yet, and I doubt she'll ever realize it before she dies. Damn. Anyway, this woman's clumsy. But she's resourceful, so by some accident she wound up like this, seemingly able to accomplish anything. Bold yet pessimistic. Self-reform that keeps putting you on detours. Knowing that you're wrong, screaming that it isn't a big deal, you struggle desperately towards the brighter path. Ah, so that's the kind of human I offered a hand to. I mean, yeah, I guess that's all that is her. Damn. It's so funny, amidst like everything going on, we got like a really deep conversation between both of them. It's cool when you relate it to like people like Shiro and... But it's cool because this is unique to Bazette. Like her position, like what her value has been deemed by others, like in her talents and what... So that's like the pessimism, like she sees that she's just that cog. But yeah, she's struggling towards it. In doing something as crazy as like wanting to destroy all the beasts in town. In opposition to that.
そのあなたらしからぬ考説でしたが、結論として今後の方針に文句はないという解釈でいいのですか?
Yeah, Avenger's perspective is great. Like he really it's really cool. Because Stay Night we just get Shiro and we know how Shiro is. And even then you come to accept it, and like him doing it because it is good, because it is the right thing to do. It's like, man, that's great. That's awesome, and it's great to see him struggle through that and just continue to fight. But his is a bit different from his own perspective on like humanity, and he's a bit pessimistic too, like the way he views humans, but it's I'd say it's realistic.
ああ、いいんじゃない？正義の味方ってのも
Nothing wrong with it, I guess.
気持ちよさそうだし、たまには理不尽な死から人々を守るのも悪くない。
Not a bad thing at all. Just hearing Hero of Justice makes me want to vomit, but that's the best word for it.
意外ですね。正義なんて言葉、あなたが最も嫌うものだと感じていましたが。
Also, like, can we get an explanation why his silhouette looks like Shiro? Like, why? And does that explain why these specific terms are coming to his head, or is this just part of the conversation? And this just so happened to be the phrase Seiki no Mikata. I don't know. I don't know if there's more to it than that.
けど、そういう方向性は好きなんだ。
は?
First off, it doesn't change what I do. We wander around the city at night, kill other masters, and kill those monsters. Only the priorities are now even. It's still right within my range. Either way, we're out killing. There's still plenty of life in Fuyuki. Until my master gets full, the cup isn't going to run dry. Never attaining victory, the two of us, who know no death, will overcome only defeat.
そう。あんたの気が済むまでやろうぜ、マスター。何事も経験だ。飽きるまで楽しめばいい。
Part of the learning experience, because I wonder, because part of this is like, we can only assume they're going to loop again. Like Shiro loops again, they're definitely going to loop again. Whenever they hit that brick wall, whether that's the end of the 4 days or whatever time period for them, I don't know, these still feel like separate things going on. But I wonder if she will maintain this sense of justice in defiance of what her value has been deemed up until this point as a destroyer, as a effective killer, Alone, I count the ravaging winds. From this tower, the closest to the heavens, the lights of the city look like fakes. Fakes. The Holy Grail War will keep on going. The murders, my only amusement, will keep on going. Tomorrow will probably be defeated and revived yet again. Until the time comes, until Bazette decides to change her plan, I'll stick with her for the time being. Huh. This place is a far and deep hollow sky. Anything gained is all going to be an illusion in the end. The word hollow, very intentional. Roll credits. Is this all an illusion?
あんたの気が済むまでやろうぜ、マスター。
I mean, I guess they keep using that word too. What is this illusion? Da 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 da.
何事も経験だ。飽きるまで楽しめばいい。
Having said that, my servant looked elsewhere. Ah, we are Bazette now. For whatever reason, his disposition changed. He ceased talking and is now quietly gazing at the nighttime scenery. Servant Avenger. Though it not among the 7 classes, they say exceptions sometimes occur in the Holy Grail War. Avenger must be one of those. The notion of a heroic spirit meaning vengeance is a contradiction in itself, but the title of Angra Mainyu is an even bigger mystery. It is common among heroes to be recorded in history by the titles they gained later, and not by the names they were born with. The story that I told him of the hero of my homeland was also one of them. But the tone of the name Angra Mainyu is just too ominous. I must get his real name out of him one day, for his sake. Not that horrible one, but the name he was given at birth. I like that a lot. Because that even with what I know, that is still mystery to me. Like, what is Angra Mainyu's name? Who is this guy that was made into Angra Mainyu? Like, who is he, right? Below, I see dark shadows wandering across the city. Even with the Kenaz rune of far sight, all I can tell from here is the general state of Shinto. Useful rune? Fuyuki is divided into 2 by the Mion River. To see what is going on in Miyama, which lies past the big bridge, I have no choice but to cross it myself. Those black monsters have to be hiding there. I wonder, what ritual are those monsters bound by? I have never seen that type of familiar even in the association. Mysteriously, they seem to be operating under orders, yet apparently possess no intelligence of their own. Their actual purpose is unclear. Combat ability is fairly high, like large hunting dogs or feral monkeys with amplified humanoid form. A human without combat experience would be killed immediately with no resistance. A human with 10 years or more of involvement in martial arts and sports could put up a fight for several seconds provided the conditions were favorable, or alternatively, escape. That's what it would take, huh? Jeez. However, there are many. I guess that makes Bazette a monster. In addition to that, their appearance is physiologically repulsive, with claws that stick out like blades and a bark-like rough body. If attacked by several of them, a human would not survive without firearms. Also, that is the most awful sound I have heard ever playing a visual novel. Ow. That scream is just too discomforting. Yeah. Who designed that? Props to them. That was... a shrill voice that the ears can't withstand. Totally different from the roar of a beast. If insects that swarm together in the shadows possessed a vocal system, these are the kind of cries they would make, no doubt. That noise just made them like 200% more creepy. He, Avenger, doesn't seem to mind those voices. It's like the Lamu from Babylonia. It's like why'd you have to speak? It's just, ugh. In the last fight, he dealt with those monsters as if it was simple work. But even then, his abilities are not something I would rate highly. His self-appointed title, the weakest servant, is correct. But while it is correct, doesn't mean it's right. Wait, flip that. It would be a joke for any heroic spirit to have a hard time against this kind of small fry, wouldn't it?
詐欺じゃないだろう。初めから最弱だって断ってんだから。
待って、あなた。
Yeah, what the fuck?
私の考えが読めるの？
読めねえよ。そんな風な面してたから言っただけだ。ま、読めたらさぞ面白いだろうよ。あんたは中身と外見がちぐはぐだからな。
Just reads her like a book. We even saw from his perspective, he could tell. He laughs rudely. This man's crudeness does not suit me at all, and he is weak. And he is all talk. Looks like I'm going to have to take the lead on the rematch with Saber. But he is not all bad. This servant excels at not dying. He is unkillable to begin with, as he would simply revive after dying. That may have been the very reason for the composure that allowed him to become extremely good at fighting defensively. In that last fight, I dealt with being surrounded by felling enemies one by one in a matter of seconds. He, however, had completely held them off while being surrounded until I ran to support him. His fighting style will not allow him to win, but it will not cause him to lose either. Yeah, that is definitely a pretty good advantage. That I really don't want to admit it, but that is an outstandingly good match with my combat strategy. Hey, they're a good pair. Yet stronger wind blows past me. From the corner of my eye, I see the flowing hair of the servant standing next to me. Whoa. What? Primeval shaman enveloped by the winds of the wilderness. What? I see a vision of a simple figure taking nature as it is, living and dying along with it. Wait, what?
Avenger. 今の。
そろそろ行こうぜ。連中がたむろしている場所は把握しただろ。あんなんでも生き物だからな。ばらせば気晴らしにはなってくれる。
It looked like goddamn Roa. Who the fuck was that? Who was that in Fate? I didn't look like skinny berserker. Who was that? It was only my imagination. Avenger was only looking for where the monsters are.
おう、そうか。難しく考えることはなかったんだ。あんたも人が悪いぜ、マスター。結局さ、目につく敵はすべて殺せってことじゃねえか。
Skillfully twirling his brutal knife, he hooks his lip upward as if truly having fun. As long as he can kill something living, he's happy. Whether human or animal. They were originally the same beast anyway. I glare at my servant.
ああ、間違い。人間は殺しません。やるのはマスターと怪物たちだけにするから、そう怖い顔しないでください。
Wow, dude.
うちのマスターは器量小さいんだからさ。
Holy fuck.
でかいのは胸だけかよ。
You gotta smack him now. Just get that hardening glove on and just from downtown. Still chattering, he disappears inside the building. Yeah, you better go.
最低ですね。
He's the worst.
あれは何を言ってもあのままだ。
With a sigh, I leave the rooftop. Above me is the ominous moon, below me is the depths of the city. I have disgust and distrust for the servant I am fighting with. This Holy Grail war has given me nothing but cause for unease so far. Yet despite that, I am becoming attached to that servant, if only slightly more than yesterday. The servant that was gazing at the city. Seeing his cold appearance, a contradictory thought crossed my mind for no apparent reason. That man is hopelessly evil. And yet, at the same time, could it be that he loves the human world just as much? I like that. Oh man, Avenger's getting deep, dude. What an interesting guy. And we're just here, as if nothing. Back to square one. How do we get I mean, this is still correct. How do we get Archer to not snipe us? God, that conversation was great. And that's an interesting thought from her, like, this guy who's hopelessly evil, does he love humanity just as much? Because he displayed quite a bit of understanding there towards her hero of justice desire, if you will. Even if it was like, you know, it kind of pissed him off, and like in recognizing kind of the problems with that, still he, in the end, like, he acknowledged that, hey, if that's truly what you want inside, then yeah, then, you know, do that. But yeah, I can't wait to learn more about him, especially like the idea of learning his real name, like who he is. That is really cool. Like, not just the evil he was made to become. I like that a lot. He has a cool perspective, you know, being who he is, being the servant that he is. I like that a lot. And Bazette's great too, learning about her. Apparently she had a thing for Kukulan, the only thing she cared about in her childhood, you know, not fun in the way the other kids had, but reading about these myths, and him in particular, and having the thought that she wanted to save him. Like, that's pretty crazy. Very cool though. I like that. And they have such a great relationship. It's like she said, she's disgusted. She's distrustful of him because that's, you know, he is how he is. But at the same time, like, they're getting closer. Like, they understand each other more. And she got that whim of a thought that maybe he loves humanity. I don't know. I can't wait to go back to those two. But for now, we'll keep going. Hello, Ilya. What are you doing in the shed? In our yard, we have a storehouse and a dojo. Maybe it's been there even before Kiritsugu, or maybe he built it himself after taking over the place. Either way, you could say his hobbies were a little eccentric.
Dojo はともかく、土蔵はな。作り酒屋か質屋みたいだ。
作り酒屋？質屋？
As I turn my head towards the owner of that voice, I see Ilya tilting her head with curiosity in her eyes.
質屋っていうのはブファンドハウスのことよね。
Oh, is that what it is in German?
なあ、俺はお世話になってないけどな。商店街の裏路地の方に名物的な質屋があるって話だけど。
知ってるわ。遠坂のお嬢さんが愛用してるって。
You engaging in gossip, Ilya?
何?
Tosca is going around the pawn shops? Could it be that she actually has to pinch every penny and pawn off her precious heirlooms just to sustain her daily? Oh, that'd be sad. Not the family jewels. Ah. Right. Yeah, that makes more sense. That she'd be seeking out more jewels makes sense.
それは牛の国参りとかそういう類の用途だろうか。
Thank you for that little note there. That being the curse ritual. Ushi no koku mairi.
ご想像にお任せするわ。どうせなら非業の死を遂げた貴婦人の持ち物とか。
That's scary. Yeah, what the hell? But I see. I did wonder just where she was stocking up on all those gems from time to time, but I never thought she'd even use pawn shops. I have a fear that even I'll be pawned off before long. That's a very good practical answer of how she has so many extra gems.
作り酒屋って何？
ああ、酒造家のことだよ。アルコール製造業者。
なるほど。バインケラーライやブレンネライのことね。この国ではライスアルコホールを作ってるんだよね。
I still want to try sake. It's like a nice, warm, alcoholic drink. I guess she's talking about Japanese sake. Rice alcohol. Makes me think of something like rice wine, grains of rice soaked in shochu or whatnot.
清酒だけじゃなくて焼酎とかもあるけど。
蔵ってやっぱりそういうことに使うのね。
Unusually impressed, Ilya keeps nodding her head. Well, she does own a castle, so maybe the Ainz burns.
なあ、イリアの城にもそういう蔵とか醸造所ってあるのか？
え、こっちの城？
Yeah, which castle? The one here or the one in Germany? I guess the answer is yes, probably. This or that castle? Ah, really, she speaks like the heiress of a true aristocrat.
こっちの城は別荘だから、地下にワインケラー。
A wine cellar.
つまりは
Weinkeller.
ワインセラーがあるだけね。それも全然使ってないけど。
じゃあ、イリアのお国の方にはあるのか？
Yeah, so if it's just a wine cellar here, you have a whole brewery in your other castle?
あそこはワインが作れるような気候じゃないから。
A distillery, wow.
蒸留所はあったわ。
Damn.
へえ。ウイスキーとか作ってたのか？
オードービーって意味なら正解かな。魔術用の素材は自前で調達するから、アルコール類はどれだけあっても足りないんだし。
そうか。そういう実験材料の工房だったのか。
Yeah, magic ingredients, interesting. I guess they use alcohol to preserve samples or maybe to make chemicals or something. Some weird Einsburn alchemical bullshit.
白の蔵もお酒には関係ないわよね。
No, it's not. Just pipes.
俺、 作れても酒は飲まないし、あそこは物置だから。
シロの工房なんだよね。ねえお兄ちゃん。
The sudden change in the way of address surprises me. That smiling face, I know I'll be unable to say no, no matter how naughty the request is.
お兄ちゃんの土蔵お邪魔していいかな。
いいけど、面白いものないぞ。
いいのいいの。もうちょっとシロの工房を観察したかったからね。
Shiro's magic workshop.
どうぞ。ちょっと誇りっぽいけどな。はい、
ありがとうシロ。
Aw. Seeing her so full of joy makes me happy as well. Although it isn't much, I'm glad my little workshop has pleased her. She jumps inside. Her gaze stops on the heaping pile of junk in front of her.
これシロが全部集めてきたの？
I love her reaction.
半分俺、半分藤根ってところかな。関係ないもの
All
は
the
もっぱら
useless
藤
stuff.
根。気がつくと増えてる。
タイガだったらそういう習性があってもおかしくなさそうよね。うんうん。
And you know, just from the CG alone, it looks like a very like cozy little room. Actually, I'm trying to remember it from Fate Zero because they showed us it more, and obviously in Unlimited Blade Works as well. But yeah, you could make it like a little cozy little space. You could chill in there. I would love to have a building like that. She dives into the mountain of junk. I'm worried about the dust getting on her clothes.
イリア、探検するなら軍手があるけど。
大丈夫よ。おお、これ何？シロ。
Yeah, out comes a round object.
それは七輪だ。藤根、なんだってそんなもの。
What's a shichirin?
七輪？コンロの仲間？
Oh, that big stove he has in here?
さ、その中に練炭を入れて、
Right.
上に網をかぶせて料理をする。
She probably meant to grill some cuttlefish on it. Well, it's not broken, so we could use it now. And it is fall, but I would rather have some mackerel instead of cuttlefish.
いろいろある。
She puts down the stove and resumes her exploration. A hot water bottle, kotatsu heater, vacuum cleaner nozzle. Even I am impressed by the variety. I like that sound effect that played.
これ全部直して使うの？
そうでもないけど、できる限り使い回したいと思ってる。
それにしてもこれがシロの工房なのね。
She spins and looks around. Her face shows a complex expression of dissatisfaction, but at the same time, she also seems unusually impressed. Not very traditional for a mage's workshop, I'm sure, but it's unique. It's Shiro.
なんだろう、この感じ。全然似てないのにすごく似てる。これってもしかして。
イリア、なんかおかしなところがあるのか？
知らないけど。ねえシロ、ここって何かあった？
Oh boy.
大きな魔術を使ったとか。
Like a summoning? Yeah.
いや、強化の鍛錬はしているけど、大きな魔術を使ったことなんてないぞ。あると言ったら。
Yep.
そうだ。セイバーが出てきたのはここだったっけ？
Where that iconic image is from.
セイバーの召喚場所だったんだ。なるほどね。確かにここでならセイバーを呼び出せるわ。召喚陣を刻んでから立てたのか、それとも人目につかないここを選んだのか。
No, they
もう前回の召喚者しか知らないことでしょうけど。
Yeah, they drew it here when they chose this as a hideout. And poor Irie had to lay on it for a while. Ilya almost sighs as she mutters all that in a low voice.
そんな昔話はどうでもいいわ。
Who cares about all that stuff?
それより採点だけど、ま
A 10?
10ってところかな。いろいろ面白かったけど、攻防はもっとしっかりしなきゃダメよ。これじゃまるっきり物置じゃない。
面目ない。昔からの習慣か、なんとなく物置と鍛錬場所は同義な気がして。
やっぱりシロはシロよね。私が一肌脱がなきゃいけないのかしら。
Oh?
というと、改造するとか？
そうよ。
Oh my
い
god.
ろいろ物は運ぶけど、すぐに私の部屋くらい
Like
には
my
できる
room. We'll make the workshop look like Ilya's room. So she says, full of confidence. But like her room. Yeah, right? You mean Ilya's room?
セラとリゾを
That
呼
would
ん
be
で
a sight.
ここを片付けて内装を変えて。
3 days.
そうね、3日もあれば。
また、ここをあのお城の中みたいにされると、俺はす
I
ごく
know,
落
right?
ち着かない。
To have a Western style room just in the storehouse of this purely Japanese residence would be nothing more than a joke. Opening the door to find the storehouse interior lined with carpet,
もちろんその辺は配慮するわよ。とにかく。
はい。
I instinctively lower my head as a reaction to Ilya's sudden didactic tone.
シロも一人前になりたいと思ったら、まずその辺の形
Damn,
が整えるのも
Ilya, okay.
重要なの。攻防は魔術師の基礎なんだから。
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
重ねて面目ございません。
それもこれもリンの仕込みが悪いのよ。
Wow.
まったく遠さか放任主義という
Laissez-faire.
か、自主性を尊重しすぎというか。
Dude, everyone blames Rin. Ilya is mad at Tosuga's negligence, although Tosuga certainly is my current teacher.
いや、それとこれは関係ないのでは。
ないわけないわよ。師匠は弟子の工房の作成の監視をしないと、どんな邪道に迷うか分かったものじゃないのに。
Oh? I have a bad feeling about this.
そうね。やっぱり、
Oh
シロ
no.
は私が見てあげないと。
This song change. Oh no, this is the scary storytelling song.
リンなんかにお兄ちゃんは任せられないし。
Oh, she got so... Did she just use a complacent smile, or maybe a smirk, or maybe an eternal devil's grin? I don't like how close you're getting, Ilya. A pair of crimson eyes slowly closes in. A strong musky scent permeates the dark storehouse. She did not just use... Oh my god. Ilya. You need to relax. A mirage slowly takes hold over my brain. I feel like a moth fixated on a light. I can move any part of my body, yet it feels as if I'd ruin something big if I move even a finger.
ねえ、シロ。
Ilya, please.
シロは私がちゃんと面倒を見て。
No, don't make me a doll.
立派に育ててあげる。
Don't make Shiro a doll, no.
イリア、落ち着け。それは。
Don't make him your son familiar.
お兄ちゃんこそちゃんと落ち着いて考えなきゃ。
Did we reach another bad end? Please don't tell me.
ほら。
Her eyes and lips move closer to mine. Her little body sitting on my lap feels light as a feather.
シロ。お兄ちゃんは私のこと嫌い？
そんなことはないけど。
好きなら大切な私のものにしてあげる。セイバーのことも他の
Oh my
誰のことも
god!
考えられなくなる
Whoa.
くらい
Ilya,
極上のデザートにしてあげる。
you need to relax. What is going on? First Archer snipes us. That's exactly the scene I was thinking of, by the way. That horrifying CG from the Fate route. Suddenly, the fog in my mind clears. But it's funny, because, like, Shiro thought of that. He's like, where has this happened before? Fool me once. The miserable experience from the first time now lets me turn the tables on her. Ah, so... Okay.
甘いぞ、イリア。いくら俺でも同じ手は食わない。
Yeah, he remembered it and now he's flipped it, I guess.
ね、シロって、
Get wrecked, Ilya. My free will that had been trapped in those red eyes returns. That suggestion ain't gonna work this time.
じゃあ逆に質問。俺が好きなら、イリアは俺のものになるか？よし、好きあり。
Aha! I hug Ilya tightly. Got her.
何言って。猫みたいに気まぐれで人をおもちゃにしようとしたいたずら娘にお仕置きをしようかと。
Oh, playfully dangerous Ilya. Time to get you out of here.
いたずら娘じゃないし、猫なんかじゃないの。それにレディを担ぎ上げないでよ。
She hits my back a few times, but I don't care. Although the thought of surrendering to her truly did cross my mind once, I realized that Ilya's still a child.
10年早い。
そんなの遅すぎ。だいたい10年も経ったら、
Jesus.
お兄ちゃんの方がイリアのものになりたくてたまらないようになってるんだから。
So weird. Ilya, get out of here.
その時に同じこと言われたらまずいかもな。
見てなさいよ、シロ。ディは愚か。
So plump and full.
ムチムチのパツンパツン。
Oh my god. Ilya.
それはそれで何か寂しい。
I wish you would become a well-mannered lady. Wait, what the hell am I saying?
離せ。おらせ。シロのバカ。
Get her out of here.
お褒めに預かり強越至極。よし、お茶にしよう。江戸前屋のどら焼きがあったし。
本当？ってそんなことじゃ改善されないんだから。シロのバカバカバカ。
It's weird, but it's cute. Holy shit, dude. Alright. Well, that was, God, Ilya. You gotta relax, dude. Even here. Let's see, big bridge. Oh, so we got the exclamation point there with, Ku. So we know that's gonna be crucial to getting to the next, point. But, we got some new stuff here, so, let's check these out. We've gotta go Saber. With the rice bowl.
セイバー、いるか？
I knock lightly on the door, but there's no response. There's no way Saber wouldn't notice that. I guess she's not around. I saw her in the living room just before, and since I have some spare time, I was going to ask her to come practice with me.
セイバーですか？
Ryder. Hey, what is up? How you doing? When did Ryder get here?
ああ、ちょっと探してるんだけど見なかったか？
いえ、ここに来るまでは。
そっか。ならいいんだ。
Alright, I wonder where she might be. But just as I'm about to head back to the main wing, Ryder catches me by the sleeve.
ところでシロ、少しよろしいでしょうか？
どうかした？
はい。どうも最近、自転車の調子が思わしくなく、右へ右へと勝手にハンドルが切れて困っています。時間があったら見ていただきたいと。
Okay. Oh, I see. Now that she mentions it, I really have been skimping on maintenance lately, and the amount that goes into her steed would be considered luxury for any other regular bike. It ain't no Pegasus, so... Ryder's own city bike, a so-called Mamachari, had not been made to withstand things like drift turns.
わかった。じゃあ見ておく。
She shreds that bike, I guess. Before I take it out with the rest of the garbage, that is.
お願いします。
So with a light parting nod, I go inside my own room, right next to Saber's. Right, I guess I'll go have a look at the bicycle. And before I know it, it's all done. This is bicycle number 2, all fixed and polished to a sparkle. I think they mentioned this before at the very beginning about fixing the bike. At first, I was just going to do the steering wheel bearings, and maybe adjust the brake cables at most. And yet, for every small part that bothered me, rather than overlook it, I kept thinking I'd be done soon anyway. So I took it all apart and then ended up going over every single thing. Once it was all in pieces, the plan kept changing.
まあこれだけやればライダーも満足だろう。
I've even replaced the consumable parts with more durable ones. That is as good as this bike will get, so it should be fine for another week or so. Excuse me. Whoa. That is freaky. Oil and sweat all over me, I go back inside to have a shower, only to be met by Fujina flying out of the living room.
藤ね、廊下は走らないのは学校だけの話じゃなくて。
Got him.
ごめんシロ、また後にして。
And she zooms again. Saying that, she runs away. The hell? She went that way. Breathing heavily, here comes Sakura. Fujina is understandable, but seeing Sakura race around the house is a bit unusual, not to mention difficult to deal with.
どうしたんだ一体。
そのイリアさんがいらっしゃったのでお茶を入れようとしたら藤村先生がお茶受けをつまみ食いしちゃってて、第一格納庫、
Oh my god.
第二格納庫、防災用の乾パンまで全部。
Shameless. Sounds like a thorough job, so that's why she's being chased.
でも人里に降りてきた腹ペコタイガーが食料を荒らした程度でこんな大騒ぎしなくても。
He's like, this is normal, dude. I'll just make sure that she is properly scolded and that the replenishments are paid for out of her own pocket before she has the chance to escape.
それがセイバーさんの分も食べちゃってて、イリアさんが指摘したらダラダラ汗を垂らして
She ate
ほとぼりが
sabers?
冷めるまで身を隠すにを掘って逃げ出したんです。
Oh, she's gonna kill her. Saber's gonna kill her.
一刻も早く捕まえて。イリアには俺からも謝っとく。
それが乾パンに入ってるコンペイトーのありがたみを私が語って聞かせたらイリアさん思いのほかムキになってて。
いや、それ非常食。
さくら、タイがいた。
Up the roof! You ain't getting away, Fujine. Ilya's voice is coming from the yard. Wait, the roof.
はい、今行きます。そんなわけで先輩すみません。ちょっとライダー、そんなロープなんて持ち出してどうする
Ryder's
の？
about to wrangle her. Throwing on her sandals, Sakura goes out into the yard. Whatever Ryder's up to, I don't think I want to know. Let's look the other way for now.
それにしても。
As usual, some aspects of big game hunting came out. I should help them before this really gets out of hand. Oh my god. And thus, Fujina is finally captured. Ilya and Sakura are in the living room teaching her a lesson. As for me, I'm repairing the roof that she trampled on. Wow, poor Shiro. There might still be a typhoon this year or something.
それにしても。
I feel kind of sorry for Archer. Could it be that he got cranky because we just left him perched on the rooftop all alone?
冗談。
Ah.
あるもんか。
Maybe we have to go see him so he doesn't kill us. What the fuck, Archer? With all the smoke and whatnot, I doubt that always staying here was one of his favorite jobs. Anyways, there's still time until dinner. I'll go get some rest someplace quiet. Nothing unnecessary, only a bare wooden floor. After all, no matter how many residents we had, this place never saw much use. From the beginning, I had forgotten it. Ah, I remember this one. I calmed down my disarrayed mind. This is where it all began. I'll indulge in this nostalgic feeling for a while. I guess I just wanted to stand there for as long as I could. Just quietly stand still at the entrance.
来ていたのですね、シロ。
Ah. I wonder how long did that last? All too fast, Saber's voice releases my bound body.
ああ。セイバーこそいつからここにいたんだ？
そうですね。お昼が終わってからです。
In other words, just about half a day.
シロ、どうかしたのですか？何か私に用事でもあったのでは？
ああ、いや。
Well, sure, I was going to ask Saber to help me train, but it's already starting to get dark. So what can we do now?
ちょっと落ち着こうかと思って。
なるほど。確かにここなら落ち着いて考え事ができる。
Again, not only jealous of the shed, I'm also jealous of this damn dojo. Like this, oh man, I would work out in here all the time. God.
なら、私は外しましょう。
I mean, I would try to anyway. I mean, I say that. Then you have it, and then it's like, damn, I don't feel like working out right now. But I'm just like, it would be so good just for like just running around in or doing weights or like. I would have one less excuse, is what I'm saying. Now that the two of us are here, I want Saber to stay for a while. Yeah, like I'm going to embarrass myself with that. Answering thus, I sit down and get comfortable. I'll probably soon forget all the small talk exchanged today anyway. Well, maybe. Yet the evening sunlight dancing on the walls of the dojo and Saber's gentle smile, those will surely stay in my mind forever. Yes, they will. How sweet. It's just after 9 p.m. and dinner's already over. There are no major events? Ah, so hang around Emiya Residence's exclamation mark, so let's go for a new. Ooh, with Saber. I like it. I'll go patrol with Saber. The situation around town isn't too urgent, but if I have nothing else to do, I should at least take a look around. Saber.
Saber, ちょっといいか。街の見回りに行きたいんだけど。
はい。準備はできています。
Oh yeah, she wants all the smoke. Let's do it.
事態を究明するか、もうしばらく様子を見るか。
Same here.
あとはあなた次第です、シロ。
Indeed. That is true. Saber replies immediately as if having read my thoughts. I'm very thankful, but...
いや、俺次第って言われてもな。巡回に行くからセイバーに声をかけたんであって、行く気がないならおとなしくしてるだろう。
Saber's reply was a little weird. I know, right? It's a bit meta, but you know, I'm with it. I guess she noticed it herself as well as she lets out an ah of surprise.
そうですね。シロが巡回に行くのならと同行を願ったのは私の方でした。シロの覚悟を試すつもりなどなかったのですが、自然に確認を取ってしまった。
She bows her head as an apology. I don't think that's necessary. I wasn't particularly motivated to go myself, but now that I got a push in the right direction, it's all good. Okay, I guess this is how it comes to that, because even though I chose the choice, Saber's the one who pushed Shiro to do that.
セイバーも平和ボケしたのかな。夏休みはこれといった事件もなかったし、少し気が緩んでたんじゃないか。
But even so, it's weird for another reason.
そのようなことはありません。私はあなたの剣だ。シロがまだ私を必要とする限り、決して比較など取りません。
None. Saber's determination seems flawless. That's very reliable of her, however.
嬉しいけど、それって俺が半人前でいる限り気が休まらないってことだよな。はあ、セイバーにとっちゃ俺はまだ手のかかる弟子ってことなのか。
いえ、シロを責めているわけではなく、あくまで私の心構えを口にしただけであってですね。言葉にはしませんが、私はシロはよくやっていると。
Oh, I missed that sprite. Saber hastily corrects herself. Although I do want to talk more. If we make sense in the corridor, we might attract an undesired third person.
いえ、むしろ日が経つごとに感謝の念が増す一方だ。と聞いているのですか、シロ。
悪いな、セイバー。その話はまた今度ゆっくり聞かせてくれ。
Oh. I cut the conversation short and grab Saber's hand. Before we get discovered by other inhabitants, I hurriedly escape from the hallway. Let's go do it. We do our best to sneak outside. The Emiya residence surroundings are peaceful and quiet. Nothing is out of the ordinary. Oh, wait.
それじゃあ軽く街を見て回ろう。どこが怪しいのか、そもそも何がおかしいのかさえ不明だからな。
I just realized.
要領を得ない巡回になるだろうけど。
I think this is how we don't get killed by Archer potentially. That said, time to hit the road. But before that...
セイバ
ー。はい。何でしょう。
Arm right up. Why is she so energetic and eager?
あのさ、街中で武装するのはどうかと思うぞ。
It's cosplay, it's all good.
まだ10時前だし、人に見られたらどうするんだ。やる気になるのは敵が出てきた時でいいじゃないか。
いいえ、敵が分かっていない状況だからこそ防御だけでも万全を期しておくべきです。シロ、人の目を気にするのは自分で自分の身を守れるようになってからにしてください。
Ugh, I've made her angry for the first time in a while. I can't really agree not to care about how we look, but when it comes to battles, her intuition is irrefutable. In other words, now that she is on high alert, this evening stroll will not end as simply that.
わかった。セイバーに任せる。
I hope so.
知ってる人が視界に入ったら即座に武装解除してくれよ。
はい。状況によりますが、可能な限り全処します。
Oh man, and now because we're with Saber, this is all new now. Okay. Well, I don't know. I'll go halfway. We arrive at the heart of Miyama. Looking towards Shinto, I can see the lit up bridge and all the city lights.
異常はありませんね。まだ宮山町を巡回するか、これから新都に足を伸ばすか。
Eventually dawn will come. We'd better not be out too late or Sakura and the others will worry. We shouldn't be wandering around aimlessly either.
そうだな。宮山町を一通り調べてみたら、新都の方も見てみるか。
Soon it will be dawn. As much as I want to continue this one-on-one patrol with Saber, it's about time we start wrapping it up. Well, I guess it's about time to go back. It's not like we only have tonight. There's time tomorrow too.
今夜はここまでにしておこう。次の巡回も声をかけるから、その時はよろしくな、セイバー。
はい。シローが頼りにしてくれるのなら喜んで。
Two of us return to the Emiya residence. Seems the end of the night has been postponed for a little longer. AM second day. Alright, so we got new Saber, new Sakura. Oh man, so much. So big bridge, exclamation, Tosaka, exclamation. Cross big bridge, of course Saber at the harbor, we've already done that one. I guess we'll continue with our news. Let's give Sakura some love. Happy Sakura Sprite. It's not even lunch yet, and something smells great. I guess someone's making something?
香ばしい匂い。これは
The smell of a cake or a pie being baked. Ooh. In our house, only Sakura is good with pastry. No? I peek into the living room and kitchen, but no one's there. Does that mean that the smell is coming from Sakura's room? Got a whole cake in her room?
はい先輩どうぞ。
シローですか？
Oh, Saber's in Sakura's room? Are they eating a cake together?
失礼しますと。あ、やっぱり。
I enter the room and nod. It smells good. There's a freshly baked pie and a fork on the desk. Oh, this is cute. The fresh butter and wheat flour duo in the pie's fragrance stimulates a pre-lunch stomach like nothing else.
シロー、シローに秘密にするつもりはなかったのですが、さくらに
It's not what it looks like, Shiro. It's not what it looks like.
これは
Saber mumbles out an excuse, feeling guilty for munching on it all by herself. Yep, I can sure see that evidence.
いいよ、セイバー。食事を続けてくれ。で、そのパイはさくらが焼いたのか？
はい。秋の果物は柿もいいんですけど、やっぱり栗もいいですよね、先輩。
ああ、栗おこわとかな。となると、マロンパイ？
It's a small, neat one-person shape. While a whole big pie is also good, it's more elegant this way.
そうです。ちょっと頑張ってパイ生地からやってみました。
さくらが非常に大変そうだったので、
Oh, that's great.
私も手伝いをさせていただきました。
Saber making pastry. Now that sure is unusual.
そうなんです。やっぱりパイ生地は 折りパイの方が格段に美味しいですから手間がかかるんですよね。
ああいう折り重ねの連続であれば私でもできます。
Look at these two proud girls. It certainly seems like endless folding that pie dough. Oh, endlessly folding that pie dough is pretty laborious. Frozen dough exists for a good reason.
なかなか興味深い作業でした、シロ。
Tell us all about it, Saber.
それで協力者のセイバーさんにまずお味見をしてもらうことになりました。
Ah, so that's why Saber was eating in Sakura's room. A sampling that became an extra snack between meals.
二人の共同作ってことか。味の方はどうだ、セイバー？
はい。栗の甘さとパイ生地の歯ごたえ感が合わさって非常に。
I want some,
サクラ
man.
の菓子作りの腕には脱帽です。
ありがとうございます。セイバーさんこそどうにいったパイ生地作りでした。
Ah,
へえ。
see what you did there. How do I say it? The atmosphere between these two is unusually friendly. I like it. You never see this. They usually get along, but today the sweet atmosphere is not unlike some secret girls' tea party bond.
そうだ、セイバーさん、お国のケーキはどうだったんですか？やっぱり珍しいフルーツとか盛りだくさんなケーキだったんでしょうか？
Because here's the thing, it's like in Stay Night, Sakura's all concerned because she recognizes Saber's a servant, so she's acting all weird with her. But now she's like, hey, let's make a pie together, you know, let's eat it. Yes, tell us about your ye old British food.
残念ですが、私の時代は砂糖がほとんどなかった頃です。このような甘い菓子類はまだ発達していなかったかと。
Add that on to Saber's regrets.
そうなんですか。
共演では料理人たちが腕を振るってくれましたが。
Oh no. When she talks about her country's food, Saber dulls in an indescribable way. However, England is the birthplace of afternoon tea. The rest of the cooking aside, shouldn't the snacks taste good even if they're a bit simple?
そうなると、三辻先輩が焼くケーキみたいなのが主流だったんでしょうか。
Well, they have like what, shepherd's pie? Oh, I don't even know what kind of food they'd be eating during her time.
何？待てさくら。三辻のやつケーキ焼くのか？
はい、差し入れで何度かいただきました。リーピングパウダーを使うケーキとか得意なんですよ。
アメリカン。
Aha.
そうか。そういう大量生産なのは妙にうまいんだよな。
Now we're talking.
あいつ。
Finding a breakthrough technique to improve a sketchy taste would certainly be Mitsusuri's style. I want to see her try making okonomiyaki one of these days.
新大陸のケーキですか？
The New World's cake.
質はともかく量というスタンスは他人の気がしませんね。
Quantity before quality. With a clink, Saber puts down her fork. The sampling of the maroon pie seems to have promptly come to a conclusion.
結構なお手前でした。これならばフルールの洋菓子にも引けは取らないかと。
Oh. Personally approved by the Saber, the picky gourmand herself, the pear's maroon pie is set to be a big hit. Then one more thing.
なあさくら、マロンパイまだあるのかな？
はい、皆さんの分もちゃんと焼き上がってますから。
Oh, how
お
nice.
昼の後のデザートにしましょう。
Sounds great.
よかった。食後のデザートは決まりだ。あとはこれに合う昼飯を考えないと。さすがにうどんの後にマロンパイっていうのも。
いえ、私は麺類の後でも問題はありませんが。
I don't know if Saber would have a problem with any food that she likes.
でしたらパスタですかね。缶詰のアンチョビとオリーブとお野菜もありますから。
Olives. Yuck.
よし。なら昼食は少なめでいこう。腹いっぱいになると二人の自信作を味わえなくなる。
大丈夫です先輩。甘いものは別腹ですから。
Saber nods vehemently in agreement. Such overwhelming persuasive power. Our female's formation is really reliable at times like these.
オーケー。心持ち少なめってところに落とそう。さくらとセイバーはパイを作ってくれたんだから、昼飯は俺一人で用意するよ。
Oops, sorry.
お言葉に甘えます。
Oh god. The two respond at once in harmony with each other. Nodding and smiling, I leave the room. What a sight that was. Well then, let's go make some extra special tasty pasta to be a worthy match for the marron pie. That was very cute. Ooh, let's go, buddy boys. What I'm waiting for. All right, that was very cute. I like that a lot. It's cause Saber and Sakura. You never see that. That was cool, man. Like her, Sakura baking the pie, and you know Saber them eating it together in her room. Like, oh, Shiro, it's not what it looks like. Saber lamenting the cooking they had in her homeland at her time. I mean, she's living it up now. Even though she's a ghost of her old self. It's the Saber. It's eating all this great cooking. Gotta love it.
ところで、シロは私といて楽しいのですか?
I mean, I won't speak for Shiro, but yeah. The sudden question causes my hand to stop halfway through turning the page.
何でもありません。難しい顔で読書をしているシロを見て、尋ねてみたくなっただけです。どうぞ、気にせず読書を続けてください。
It's been 30 minutes since I've started reading in Ryder's room. Sometimes I excuse myself into her room to read like this, but it's probably the first time she has tried to speak to me as I'm reading.
いや、難しい顔をしているのは活字慣れしていないからで、ここの空気は快適だぞ。ライダーの方こそ、俺がいて迷惑じゃないか?
I love that her room is just full of books.
私は別に気にしませんよ。目を休めるために顔を上げたとき、シロの難しそうな顔があるのも慣れました。
そっか。なら遠慮なしでと。
Shoving the mountain of books aside, I grabbed the next one. I found one in English, but it was completely beyond me. Let's try something normal text. So, what's with this all-out girly or harlequin romance stuff?
へえ、あらすじは面白そうだな。ライダー、こういうのも読むのか?
Was it any good? Is the message I'm trying to convey through my stare.
興味深くはありました。ですが、それがシロにとって面白いかどうかは私には分かりません。
So not that great. Well, this one looks a little long, so I'll put it off until next time. Let's go with this short one about a swordsman. Aha! Let's be real, Shiro, that's the one you wanted to read.
あ、そうだ、ライダーお茶飲むか? 口寂しいなら用意するけど。
いえ、私は特に。シロが飲むのならご商売に預かりますが。
Was it unnecessary to interfere? Since Ryder's so into reading, then I should immerse myself into it too, or just borrow a book and go back to my room.
シロ?
ああ、邪魔して悪かった。部屋に戻るからライダーは読書に没頭。
ですから、シロは気になりません。その簡単な質問です。
Oh.
シロはどんな読書傾向なのですか?
Good question. This is a rare occurrence. Maybe her book isn't that interesting?
そうだな。何でも読むけど、何かに特別思い入れはないというか、こうやってお邪魔するのも、ライダーが読書家だから影響を受けてるだけだし。
Seems like a very Shiro reason to be here.
無趣味なのですか?
Yeah.
あなたらしい。
She laughs. I feel kind of like a kid being laughed at by an older woman.
なんだよ。ライダーだって似たようなもんだろ? ここにある本、ジャンルがバラバラで統一されてないじゃないか。興味がありすぎるってのは、要するに特別なものがないってことだろ?
特別に好きな本。なるほど。確かに好きなジャンルがあるということはありませんね。ですが、シロ風に言うのなら、私は読書そのものが趣味なのです。
ああ。
I clap my hands together. Ryder doesn't distinguish between non-fiction, novels, periodicals. Ryder just likes books themselves. The type is unimportant to her. Well, I get this passing curiosity about what Ultimate Collection Ryder might be hiding in the closet over there.
いや、待て待て、早まるな。そんなの見ようとしたら、それこそ
Oh my god. Shiro, hold the horses. That won't be later till the visual novel. Oh god, yet another closet I'll have to guess what the contents of. Yet another series to do that to me.
何でしょうか、シロ。一瞬ひどく怯えたように見えましたが。
いやいや、ともかく
あいやいや
ライダーは読書自体が趣味と。けどさ、それなら特別面白い本とかあったろ？そういうのがあったら教えてくれよ。
そうですね。面白いという基準ではなく、出来がいいというものなら何冊でもありますが、シロが今までどんな本に感銘を受けたのか教えていただければ、
Okay.
特別なものを勧められるのですが。
今まで感銘を受けた本か。そう言われると困るな。
Book that really left an impression on me. I can't really say I've had one like that. I've never given myself much time for reading until now, and it shows.
まあ、これからはライダーがいるから読む本には困らないけど。けどライダー、読書もいいけど、それ以外の趣味はないのか？ライダーはスポーツ万能なんだから、他に遊びを見つければいいのに。
She good at sports? I guess that's canon. There we go.
遊びですか。今でも十分安楽な生活を送らせていただいています。
Yeah, she's chilling.
いや、そうかもしれないけど、もっとこ
う Ryder doesn't go out to Shinto on her own. Perhaps, just perhaps, date level arrangements are the only thing she would go out to Shinto for. Ooh, a date with Ryder. I like it. Come on.
ご心配なく。私は私で気の向くままに楽しんでいますから。そうですね。あなたの知らないところでは何をしているかわからない。
What a question. With that look on her face. Seeing her seductive smile, my heart skips a beat. She says that she's doing something I don't know about with a face like that. I really can't help but imagine bad things. We're on the same page, Shiro.
ご安心を。町の人々から血を吸う。
Oh my god. Let's not do that again.
単に私なりに羽を伸ばしているだけです。私も女ですから、シロやさくらが心配するほど堅物ではないということかと。
I see. That seductive smile turns into a happy one. I'm just about to breathe a sigh of relief when...
ライダーいる？
Oh,
さくらですか？どうぞ。
Sakura enters. I get up to make room for her as she comes in.
ライダー、ちょっと聞きたいこと。あれ？先輩も一緒ですか？
ああ、ちょっとお邪魔して本を読んでた。
ええ。シロは時折このように過ごすのです。
Right?
私の部屋を図書室だと思っているのですね。
Ryder says that as if giving up in amazement. But her voice was soft, so she must be not at all dissatisfied with such treatment. And I am happy that she thinks that way.
ああ、そういうわけなんで、俺のことは気にしないでくれ、さくら。本を読んでるだけ。ライダーに相談があるなら席を外すけど。
Sakura looks at me, then at Ryder. I know how she's thinking. Oh, Sakura.
先輩、ちょっといいですか？
いいけど、なんだよ。さくら、ライダーに用があったんじゃないのか？
そうですけど、先輩に休養を思い出しました。だから来てください。
そういうことならいいけど。ライダー、本このままにしていいか？戻ってきたら続き読むから。
ええ、そのままにしておきます。しかしさくら、私に聞きたいことは何だったのでしょうか？
Yeah, I'm like,
いいの。それはまた後で聞けばいいかなって。
Oh gosh. Oh, that was disturbingly fast. Oh, what's with this tension? I know it got weird. Ryder's thinking about something with a grave expression. Oh, Ryder realized.
ライダー、なんでそんなこと言うの？ですから、申し訳ありません。
Is Ryder about to be blunt? Let's see.
何に反省しているか言葉にしろというのでしたら従いますが。
Did I say it?
いいです。そのままでいて、ライダー。では、
Oh boy.
そのように重ねて申し訳ありませんでした。桜。
He really cares about her. Sakura starts backtracking. I don't know what Ryder's apologizing about, but I guess receiving those apologies can be quite burdensome. Thank goodness Shiro is Shiro and he can't pick up on why she's so... Yeah.
それでさくら、俺に用ってなんだ？
Uh-huh. Think of the reason now.
いいからこっちに来てください、先輩。
He drags me out. And Ryder, as if completely oblivious...
シロ、唐突ですが気が変わりました。その本はお貸ししますからごゆっくり。私は一人で読書をしたくなりましたので。
Yeah, it's probably for the best now. Ah, damn it. Sakura, how dare you take me away from Ryder.
でもライダー、さっき。
もう先輩ったら早く来てください。
さくら、夕食のことか。魚はやっぱり俺が焼いた方がいいとか。
Yeah, dinner plan, Shiro, exactly.
冷蔵庫のサンマの本数が足りないとか。お米は新米がいいとか。夕飯の話じゃない。じゃあ弓道部のこととか。
Yeah, because contextually, those make sense. Sakura finally stops. Whatever her story is, she takes a deep breath and then... She tilts her head in confusion.
さくら。
すみません。
Oh my god. Yeah, she's like, oh, I forgot. Well, bye. That's what I'd like to ask.
すごいもの忘れだな。さくら、最近疲れてるのか？
いえ、そんなことはないんですけど。
いや、そんなことある。今日はゆっくり休んでていいぞ。夕飯は俺がやっとくから。よし、そういうことで俺はライダーの部屋に戻って本を。
No, you're not.
そうですね。ですからお夕飯です。はい、今から支度しましょう。
Oh, you ain't going back to her room, goddammit. Yeah, it's about dinner, exactly. She's way too energetic. I guess I was just mistaken about her fatigue. This is adorable.
いいけど。
But how dare you take us away from Ryder, Sakura?
いいです。やっぱり4人も5人もいると昔より大変ですし、なんといっても食欲の秋ですし。
Sakura, I played your route. I got your endings. Wasn't that enough? Let me have Ryder. Come on.
いや、まあさくらとセイバーはそんな感じだよな。あと藤姉も。
ご飯の美味しい季節だからいろいろ頑張っちゃったりすると素敵ですよね。
She laughs unnaturally. It feels like she thinks she'll lose something if she doesn't drag me into the kitchen right this moment.
わかった。
Aw,
さくらにとって今日の夕食は大事なんだな。
just saying.
なら俺も気合を入れる。手始めにライダーに何が食べたいか聞いてくるか。
ダメです。ライダーは食事には無関心なんです。だから聞いても困らせちゃうだけです。
Oh dear. Something's up. Sakura's behavior is way too suspicious. But I can't put my finger on it. Must be about archery. But even then, this is, how should I put it?
ほら見てください。実は先輩のエプロンも持ってきちゃってるんです。なんと おろしたてのカニ玉プリント
Oh shit, well damn, I'm
そう
sold.
だなって内緒で買ってきちゃったとっておきです
That's actually very sweet of her. Look, look, it really does fit you, she says, overjoyed. I really don't know why, but this is in itself... How should I put it? Just looking at it makes me feel energized. Wow, well done, Sakura.
よし、事情はつかめないが、さくらの気迫は分かった。俺でよければ精一杯手を貸すから、みんなが驚くぐらい豪華な夕食にしよう。
But here's the thing, Shiro being how he is still the best possible outcome. He's like, well, I don't get it, but hey, listen, let's go make a great dinner, you know? Never change, Shiro. I did it.
ありがとうございます先輩早速エプロンつけちゃいましょう
Yay, she puts the apron on me, overflowing with joy. Alright then. There's been a change of plans, but it's refreshing to see Sakura's smiling face. Indeed it is. I'll try all my tricks to make something grand tonight. It'll be a grand order of food. Alright. I think I'll do one more night before calling this part. Let's see, what are we gonna do next? New, go out for a walk. With Saber. Aha. Let's go to the temple, why not? Or South Residential? Because we might run into a beastie. Let's try it. Saber might detect it. No? We go down the opposite side of the residential district from the Emiya household. From the entrance of the neighborhood to the hill that Tosaka's house is on, there was nothing out of place.
唐突ですが、リンの家とさくらの家の違いをどう思いますか、シロ。
どう思うって、別に違いなんて考えたことないけど。
Worms, mostly.
なんだよ、セイバー。いきなり変なこと言い出して。ここまででおかしな点にでも気づいたのか？
いえ、この巡回とは関係のない話なのです。前から疑問に思っていたのですが、本人たちの前では聞きづらいことなので。
聞きづらいことね。じゃあ魔術関連の質問か？
そういう話ではないような、あるような。つまりですね、リンの家とさくらの家ではどう見ても
Oh my god, this is what it's come down to.
漁師たる者が進化の家より狭い住居に住んでいるのはどうかと思いまして。
That's funny. That was the concern Saber had. It's a fair point. Saber's not one to worry about money. Rather, she's the type that I would prefer to be more fussy about money. But I think this is more the case of a former king have a particularly strict evaluation criteria for her colleagues. The person that governs a piece of land must have an appropriately furnished estate, is the way a member of royalty would think. Moving on.
どうなのでしょう。肉親から搾取したくないというリンの気持ちはわかりますが、これも漁師たる者の責務です。くだらぬ圧力を生む前に、盗作艇を増築するか、魔盗艇を没収するよう忠告すべきなのでしょうか。
Advice like that may well end up with a sister's quarrel that will leave the whole of Fuyuki in ruins. Yeah, let's not do that. The scary thing is, Tosaka would probably agree with Saber's point.
その忠告はやめてくれ。だいたいな、領主だってあいつは影の領主だろ？あんまり目立っちゃまずいってことで。
That's true.
あえてささやかな生活をしていると見た。
Yeah, a modest mansion, thank you.
言われてみればその通りだ。リンが普段から節制しているのは、遠坂の当主としての位を隠すためだったのですね。
Yes, very strategic, clearly.
そういうこと。だから間違っても遠坂に、リンはあえて貧窮にあえいでいるのですね、なんて言わないように。
What a roast that would be.
被害を受けるのは俺だから。
And inaccurate.
ええ、リンの友人として、彼女の努力を見て見ぬふりをするとしましょう。
Tosaka is blessed to have such an understanding ally. Of course, it's a misinterpretation, but it's all fine as long as the result is the same.
納得いったところで戻ろうか。こっちに異常はないだろう。
After a long detour, the moon marches on. Before it gets straight overhead, let's do what needs to be done. Indeed. Alright, well, that's where I'm gonna call it. That was a great part. What the hell, Emiya? How you gonna snipe us like that, dude? I'm over here like, oh, I can't wait to see Archer. We're gonna have some great interactions between him and Shiro. Probably gonna be an asshole to him. You know, I expected that much. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, I mean, I would expect that, right? Kind of like a playful asshole with Shiro, given everything. But no, he just straight up sniped him. Fucking tore his whole body apart. We just saw like his fucking CG of him after he pulled off the shot in his neutral ass face. Then we restarted. What the hell, man? So I guess maybe if we can clear all the news with Saber and then we get to go to the big bridge again, maybe he won't be able to snipe us because Saber would be able to deflect the shot. Or maybe he would hesitate with Saber there. That could be the case. So yeah, I'm really wondering how we get across that. But either way, I'm enjoying all these new scenes. We finally got to have some stuff with the rider. I was happy about that. Sakura over here cock blocking, man. Come on, dude. I need more time with Ryder. I need more of that, man. That was great. It was very cute from Sakura though. Like, I did it. And Shiro being who he is, even though it's a bit dense in that respect, was the ideal way for the outcome to be. Way less trouble that way. So yeah, that was great. And just a lot of great interactions, man. I will say Bazette and Angra, their dynamic and also their own perspectives, like Bazette's wish we found out, and you know, her wish to summon Ku and her wish to save him, like even from his fate back then. Reminds me of like Shiro and Saber in a way. Like, I want to save her from that fate. Especially considering her Seigi no Mikata deal. Yeah, very, very interesting. But she has Angra now, and their back and forth about it was pretty cool. But you know, ultimately, it is what she is pursuing. It's simply who she is. And I dig that. She's a good person. I like that. In contrast to Angra, who is, you know, a dude who does hate humanity. He prefers murder. He's vulgar. He is an awful dude, but with that, possibly a love for humanity as well, in his own way. I mean, he understands it quite a bit, and even his conversation with her about it, you know, the justice thing, hero of justice thing, wasn't completely pessimistic or dismissive. Like, it was very good. So that was pretty great. I think that was my favorite part of this. The favorite part of this part, other than, you know, Shiro getting sniped by Emiya out of nowhere. That was ridiculous. What an end there, dude. Jeez, that sucked, man. But still pretty great in its own way, I gotta admit. But yeah, so here we go. More great times in Fate Hollow Ataraxia. I think what I will do, as is tradition, let's save in title. Let's check our special. Oh, we have 0 yen. Alright, well, we didn't get any more yen, unfortunately, so I guess that is where we are going to call it. Either way, thank you so much for watching. You know, there's certainly more to talk about, you know, about everything going on and possibly discerning more of what's going on, kind of the weird things. But I think overall, you know, I'm kind of just accepting that we're in this loop for some reason, in this illusion, this hollow paradise that even Angra and Bazette recognize, you know, as well as Shiro. Gonna find the deal behind Karen. Apparently Angra knows Karen is behind things, or is the master of these familiars for some reason. Don't know why she's doing this. It's very strange. Especially being I assume the new person from the Holy Church that has come, like, officially here in town. Like, why do this? And if she's aware of the loop as well. So if she's not the cause of it, she could just be actively playing a part in what's going on, in her own defiance of it, possibly, right? Because she's probably not the cause of it herself, but she could just be taking advantage of it and acting as like an antagonist if she is using these familiars in that way. But again, why, right? Tough to say. Apparently, and I'm just making sure I didn't misunderstand this just because I'm not sure about Angra's Noble Phantasm. I don't recall. I've only used him as support a couple times in FGO. But apparently it's what's tying to them being able to revive. His, because he said he's tied to nothingness, right? And because of that, he can revive, and as long as their contract exists, both of them will be able to come back. But I guess is the same thing applying to Shiro? Because he's able to come back too. But why does Shiro get that benefit too? Is it because I feel like there's some weird connection between Angra and Shiro, because when they show his silhouette, and even in like the game, FGO, I mean, like his silhouette, and we even see here, like in the visual novel, his silhouette looks like Shiro, like and it's just his sprite. I don't know. It's interesting. So I don't know entirely what's going on there. It's still plenty of mystery to get past and to understand. So I might leave it at that. But either way, tons of great stuff. Great interactions between characters you would never like see before, like Saber and Sakura of all people. Great times with Saber. Yeah, and I just love all the added characterization and just, you know, questions the characters are asking. Like, you know, what books are you into? You know, have you ever thought about the difference between Tosaka and Mato's house? Like, or even Issei's, like, passion for the student council president and passing on the mantle, and his secret, how he cherishes the rivalry of Tosaka, how he's kind of lonely with her gone. Oh, I miss her, dude. I miss her. Anyway, that's where we're at now. I can't wait to play more as always. So thank you so much for watching. And if you're seeing this on YouTube and you want early access to the next few parts of this, because I am a couple parts ahead on Patreon, check out my link in the description. Patreon.com/YORO for $5. You get early access to this series and everything else that I do. If you want to support the channel, get immediate early access to those right now and be up to date with my current discussion on things. Of course, I read all the comments anyway, and I take into account what everyone says. But if you want to be like up to date exactly where I am, that's there for you if you like. But otherwise, once again, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next part. Peace.